I see you peeking around the corner, Tony. What you scheming? Hold on a second. 'Cause we're just not starting to get it and go live. Oh, my bad.
Get you some milk.
And I see you peeking around the corner, Tony. Oh, shoot, I forgot to pause. What you scheming? Hold on a second. Okay. My bad. There. I forgot to pause it on my end. So let's just wait for a few more people to come in and let me share this out while I'm at it.
Oh yeah, share it out. And I'm gonna share it out too. I was waiting for, for it to go on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm learning now how, this Zoom works. Because I haven't done it in so long. And I guess I should put a description in the box there. Well, I'll do all that later when we're done. And I'm also gonna post your link in the description box so people can come by and check you out too.
Great.
So
Thank you. Let's see. I'm sharing over here on Messenger.
Diane, so good to see you. Welcome to our live stream. I wanted to say our journey, but that movie was that was already taken.
Diane, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for coming in. We've got 5 in here so far, but only 2 showing, and that's my wife and Diane. So Diane, so glad to see you. Anybody else that's out there?
Well, Mary said she's on.
He tried to say first, and no, he's not. He's actually second. Diane was first. Nice try, Ghost Dog. But we do have some nice door prizes for you.
I think he probably was and just didn't post.
Oh, you know what? That might be right. So, yeah, maybe it was first. I could be wrong, but that's okay. When am I ever right? Don't even answer that. So, yeah, Dolls Dolly, so good to see you. A lot of y'all are probably wondering why I don't post ahead of time as to when we're going to go live. And I'm going to answer that for you right now, because when I used to do that, I would be like an hour or 2 hours late to my own live stream.
You'd be a little late to your own funeral.
Yeah, that too. Mom of an Angel, so glad to see you. Thank you so much. Please share this out if you can. And we would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. We appreciate that too as well. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I was actually given this idea from Glenn Pierce. So Glenn thought, and hey, Boomer, good to see you.
Hi, Boomer.
WTF,
Hi,
Mike is in the house.
Shelly, how are you?
So good to see you, WTF, Mike. Glenn gave us this idea that we should have guests. Even if we do a spirit box session, have guests up. So we decided we started off with Lou Rock, and now we have Christina and Son, and which is titled Ghost Stories with Christina and Son Ghost Squad.
You had Tex, then Boomer D, then Lou Rock, and now Christina.
That's true. Yeah, but see, they didn't come on the live though. They in the chat.
Boomer.
Oh, wait a minute. Boomer came in the live. Did Tex come in the live? I didn't remember if he did. See, I'm getting old.
Scared you, remember? Because you thought it was a strange person to put someone.
Yeah.
See,
That's
lucky
true.
I
We
didn't
got 14 in the
last
house.
week because
you
you wouldn't
so
have,
much.
now, I could talk a lot because there's not a lot of people.
And see, I got my own laugh track here. Manny's sitting right over beside me.
Hi, Manny.
Hey, hi, Manny. So I'm just reading everybody in the chat. We got WTF Mike in the house. So good to see you, sir. Mom of an Angel, Honda Trucking, aka Ghost Dog, Boomer D. I am so glad that you all are here. And like I said, share us out. We appreciate it. We have this week Christina and Son Ghost. I want to say just Christina from Christina and Son Ghost Squad, because her son's not with us. but she is.
Yeah, sorry, he worked all day and now he is sleeping.
And there's Glenn Pierce. How you doing, Glenn? I was gonna say Glennard. Where that came from, I don't even know. Glenn, so glad to see you here, sir. And I'm so glad to see Christina here. I was hoping that she would come on, and she did. And she's got some wonderful ghost stories that I wanted to tell you. You got to hear them too. I'm telling you,
Portland.
Yankee Cow, so good to see you.
Hey, Yankee Kyle, I haven't seen you in a while. Much love to you.
Cortland, how's Ed Jr.? How's Ed Jr.?
We don't know.
We don't know. I haven't heard from Ed. It's
years?
been maybe, yeah, about almost 2 years. But I'm guessing he's doing all right. I'm hoping, I'm praying. So, but yeah, we got Christina here, and she's got some great stories to tell you. I'm telling you. So let's welcome her. First of all, Christina, how did you get started into the paranormal?
Oh, funny enough, when my mother passed away, I wanted to look into how I could talk to her, to make sure she was okay. Because I said, no, I want to make sure there's something after, because she didn't have the best life. So I wanted to make sure she was like, there was something after and she was happier, if that makes sense. But life got in the way. And even though I was dabbling and watching different things on YouTube to see if I could figure out how to talk to her. You get busy. I had two young kids. My son was 5 when she passed away, and my daughter was 11. So, working and everything got in the way. And then my son turned 10, and the school called me and told me he was talking to animals that weren't there. And they said he's too old to have imaginary friends, so he's crazy. You have to, you have to admit him into the hospital, the psychiatric ward, because we're not letting him back in school. And I said, that's not happening. So I took him to a therapist, a child therapist, outpatient. And I said, look, the school, is he crazy? And the doctor said, well, so that he talked to me first, and he goes, well, what do you think? And I said, no, I don't want to tell you what I think, because then you're going to think I'm crazy. And he goes, no, tell me what you think. And I said, I think he has an animal spirit who's maybe like a spirit guide. And the doctor goes, no, that's not crazy. Okay. And I'm going to talk to him. And he talked to the kid. He said the kid was fine, normal kid stuff. He doesn't know what the school was talking about. But then I sat down and talked to him, and I said, no, really, what's going on? He's like, no, I really see there's a bird and there's a fox. And I said, okay, well, what do they say to you? And he's like, they ask what's for dinner and stuff like that. So I said, oh yeah, they're spirit animals. And he goes, ghosts don't exist. I go, oh really? So I said, well, while you're out of school, let's go find some ghosts. And very unconventional of me, I bought him a camera at the thrift store. I gave it to him. I got myself my camera, and we went to the most haunted spot in Long Island. And you know, besides the fact that we got stuff thrown at us, he caught a little spirit with antlers, disembodied voices. They threw everything at us that day. And I think it was more for him so he could be okay with everything, which I'm always grateful for that. And then I was like, so he was like, after he saw the video and everything and what he caught, he's like, oh, so it's just spirits? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, okay. I never had a problem with him after that. He liked to go out with me and do the stuff, but he really wasn't as interested anymore because he knew what it was. And he was like, oh, okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
I, on the other hand, was like, holy crap, they just walk around. I could just hear them with my ears. What is going on? And I wanted to learn more. And that's when I really decided, no, I'm going to see what's going on. And so that's how I got into it. Really, it was to help him um, be able to cope with what was happening. And then all of a sudden I was like, no, this is like, I can't believe this almost. So I had to then start investigating everything for myself. Was that a fluke what went on there, or does this really happen?
Right. Um,
And so that's how I got into it.
I want to give a shout out to the mail show. Melissa, so good. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate that.
Hi,
Uh,
Mary.
and there was a couple more that came in.
Mary.
Chris Peterson, thank you so much for being here. I know I missed a couple more. I'll try to catch y'all later. So I want to also ask you, like, because you do the tarot cards,
Mhm.
and you have done us, and they were like spot on.
Well, you have a very good spirit guide who likes my coffee and who will talk to me. So then it makes it very easy to read your cards because he'll tell me what you need to know. And he's lovely. Hi, Lark, by the way.
Yeah, because you've done ours, and you've been really pretty much spot on. So that is not it's not a talent, that's a gift.
Yeah.
Because when people say talent is like learning to do something, like learn to play the piano or learn to play drums or learn how to work certain things. That's a talent, but you have a natural gift. And I bring that up because when you've done our readings on us, it was just crazy how they were spot on. And that's why Jen always come to you or Tamsy Faye because you guys' readings are just spot on. And now I've also had Cassie. She's done some great readings on us too. That was
Oh,
spot
yeah, but Cassie doesn't do it anymore. She tells those wonderful stories. But yeah, she
on.
leaves
Right.
it up to me now to do the reading.
I haven't seen Cassie in so long, and I miss her. There's a lot of people I haven't seen
Yeah,
because
she
of
came
work and
by my live stream the other day, Cassie. She pops in and out. Like I said, she's really into the storytelling now, so she does that and her channel's doing wonderful. God bless.
So
So
how long you been on YouTube so far?
7 years.
Really 7 years? And we've been on about almost the same time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Christina started almost right around the same time we did, actually.
Yeah. So man, shout out to you. James T, thank you so much
Hi,
for coming in.
James. Thanks for
Welcome.
coming in, love.
Thank you for coming in. And like I said, any of y'all that's new, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. If you like to subscribe to us, join our family, man. We'd love to have you. Just hit that subscribe button. It's free. And also check out Christina and Son. Babe, can you put her link in and Christina, put your link in there so that people can come by and check you out too. As a matter of
Okay.
fact, at the end of this, everybody here that has a channel, I want you to put your links in because I want everybody to get to know everybody. That's how we bring that fam love back. We believe in nothing but positivity. So to be positive, we bring them back to you. And that's what you call love. I don't have no money to give you, but I have these other YouTubers right here. You're more than welcome. So Christina, I remember I want to go back a few when we first met.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there was a few of us. There was you, Carol, XO, we love Carol too. Back in the day, it was Time to Play TV. There was also James the Fam. Now you know James the Fam. What was it like working out with him and being with him when you go out to investigate?
Well, you know what? It was so the behind the scenes of these big YouTubers, I don't know that if I could do it. So sometimes I go, yeah, I'd love to be a big YouTuber, and other times I'd be like, but only if it's like crafting or something, because there's so much that goes into them getting ready. And I am kind of so different. I'm just like, no, I'm gonna go talk to the spirits. And James
Mhm.
said to me at one point, like, you just talk to them like that, like you're just talking to them like so nicely, like you know them, they're your friends. I'm like, well, yeah, they could be my neighbor. I don't know. You know,
Now, one of the
you
things
know,
that you
like,
like to do though is you like to help spirits cross over.
yeah, that's so I started doing this and I was doing investigations and everything, and I realized I had a little bit of a superpower that like I could touch something and I would know if it had an attachment or not. So every time I went to a thrift store, I'd bring home an item that had someone attached to it.
Right.
And most of them were children. And I was very saddened by
Mhm.
this. And I'm like, I have to help them. So I for like months and months and months tried to find somebody to cross over these children that were stuck in these dolls or crosses or mirrors, whatever I had.
Mhm.
And like every like medium that I came across was like, no, I don't cross over spirits. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what kind of medium are you? Like, you know. And they're
Right.
like, oh, we just give messages. I'm like, you know, I was so
Right.
mad. And I was like, guys, you know, you guys must know someone. I'm telling the spirits, and they're like, you could do it, you could do it. And I'm
Right.
like, I don't know that I could do it. Like, I can't see you, I can't hear you at that point. I couldn't do any of that stuff. Like I was new at it, right?
Right.
And they're like, no, we're gonna do it this way. And I sat with them and I did my first one live, so I had some help from other people and that could see them and whatever. And then after that, I was just like, okay, so I could do this.
Hmm.
And now it was, you know, maybe once a month before. Now I do it 4 times a week, 500 each time. I've crossed over 1,003,502 maybe spirits. Okay, I crossed over more than 1,000,000 spirits. Okay, and we're moving on to 2 million.
That's great. That's great. You know, the thing with me, when my family, like I want to know if you've been into this too. And my wife is a witness to this. I have people in my family, when I'm talking to spirits, okay, they always bring this thing about, oh, that's blasphemy, what you're doing, you're doing the work of the devil and da da da. And as a matter of fact, a lot of my family, a lot of them are against us anyway, because we're interracially married as it is. So as a matter of fact, we don't even talk to our families because of that one aspect. But a lot of them also think that what I do is blasphemous. But here's something I always ask them, okay? And I say this. So it's okay for you to talk about Jesus, okay, who rose from the dead, okay? But if I talk to spirits, that's blasphemy.
Yeah.
That
Meanwhile,
makes no sense. You know, Jesus was a spirit. If you're praying to a spirit, it's okay for you to pray for a spirit, but not talk to him. These are
and
some
then
need to check what they're saying. Choose their words carefully.
right. Well, like, because I have a best friend and she's very like, she has like OCDs and some other things. And she's like, no, you know, I can't deal with spirits and stuff.
Hmm.
But she was having a lot of problems and she came to me and I'm like, okay. She's like, but I'm not into the spirit stuff. I go, well, you said you're big into saints and angels, aren't you? And she's
Hmm.
like, oh yes, the angels. And I was like, yeah, okay, what the hell you think they are? They certainly aren't live. I said, but anyway, this angel takes care of the problem that you need. Why don't you pray to the angel, leave him an offering? That they'll do, you know. If you call the person an angel or a saint, all of a sudden they're okay with it. If you say I'm talking to my neighbor's ghost, all of a sudden you're freaking crazy. And I have the same thing. My daughter actually about 2 months ago called the state on me to tell the state that I was crazy. And the guy came here and asked me, do you see things that I don't see? do you? And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I couldn't understand at first. I didn't even know why he was there. I'm like, why the hell is this idiot here? Like, and then I realized, like, who the fuck called and tell this guy that I talked to ghosts and and I was like, no, I don't see him. Which I didn't lie because I don't see him because he said, do you see things that I don't? And he pointed to his eyes and I don't see him with my eyes. I see him in my third eye in my mind. So I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, hey, Christina, maybe you can answer Mama the Angel's question.
Yeah,
Yes.
she asked the question, why do spirits get stuck and not cross over? Do they miss window of opportunity? Have you asked them? And I'm gonna
Yes.
answer too. So you go ahead, Christina.
Yeah. So the three most common, somebody else asked me that in my live stream the other day. The three most common that I hear is number one, they stayed because they were watching over someone. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, this doesn't include children. Children are totally different entities, but adult wise, they
Mhm.
stayed because, like, the neighbor's ghost, I call him the neighbor's ghost, Addison. Addison will not cross until his wife dies. He's going
Right.
to watch over her. When she goes, he wants to go with her. They're going to go together. He's not
Mhm.
going before that. Okay. Then the second one is, yeah, they missed it. The light follows you for a while. According to my spirit guides, around our time, 3 weeks. I don't know what that is in their time because their time
Mhm.
is different. So around our time, 3 weeks.
Right.
And it doesn't give you, from what I asked them, it doesn't give you any like warning that it's going to close. There's a guide at the door, at the light,
Mhm.
follows you for 3 weeks. You go say your goodbyes, whatever. If you don't go and it closes, you're here. So then you're like, crap,
Mhm.
um, and then there's others. The next one is your belief system plays big into if you're
Mhm.
going to cross or not. So if you think you did something a little bad and that you might have a problem when you go up there, they won't cross. Those kind of people, they're like, oh crap, no, what if I don't go to heaven? Because it's society that makes you think these crazy things sometimes, right? So they won't cross for that reason. Those are the three most popular. With the kids it's totally different because the kids don't understand usually, and that's why they miss the window, and or they just follow their parents around. They don't understand. Like, nobody explains to a 4-year-old about death, so they don't understand it, which is most of the reason why they miss you know
You know, and you know what, you're right, because when it came to kids, and this is what I told people, kids, I want to say from the age of, let's say, 9 down, don't understand what death is. So if something happened to them traumatically, they still think that they're alive. So basically, a lot of these spirits are in limbo. There's no really a heaven, there's not really hell, they're just right there in between. And that's why they're still here. So if you died for murder or something like that, you're in limbo. And then some spirits replay themselves over and over the last thing they did because it's residual. Whether you're there or not and you see them, they don't see you because they're replaying themselves over and over and over you know. And so that's my feeling on it also when it comes to spirits being stuck, especially if they're like in a time loop, so they're just going to keep replaying themselves. Kids really don't understand, and so that's why they do mischievous things, like pulling your shirt or,
Yes, that can
roll
happen.
balls and make you laugh, or you can hear them laugh because some kids to me is also replaying themselves,
yeah
you know. So,
yeah
but
but
that's just how I'm
mostly
feeling.
mostly the kids, like, they don't understand, and the ones that are here, like, I have toys for them, they play. I have one that always taps my head. I have the ones that climb up on me so I can feel them climbing up on me. They want to
Hmm.
watch something I'm watching or whatever. I put
Right.
shows on for them. Like, I'm very good that way because a lot of them, their passing wasn't nice and it was so fast. I mean, I have a lot of 4-year-olds, which is like heartbreaking to me, you know. Um,
Mhm.
one of them I picked up when I was with Danny, you know, I kept poor Danny. I left him like we were doing a something in the cemetery, and I was like, I gotta go this way. And there was just
Right.
something that told me to go that way. And I went back to the where I was, and he was calling, and I said it on the video. I said, "Do you hear this little kid going, Ma, Ma?" I said, "Do you
Mhm.
hear him?" And when I looked down, there was all the baby graves, and I go, "Oh no." And that little one came 4.5. He said from the stone place. That's what he called the cemetery, the
Right.
stone place. But yeah, it
Well, you
was.
get the same as me because when we're in the cemeteries, we get vibes. So, and that holds true. When people say, you get a bad vibe, that's a true feeling because you can actually feel a bad vibe.
Oh yeah, I can totally
You
feel it.
know,
I get
and
the pain in my back of my neck. The
Oh, I get that too. When
the
there's like
feeling
a
of
bad energy, like
Mhm.
my whole back like burns, and especially my neck. I'm like, no, I
no.
don't like that energy. I don't like it one bit.
No, not at all. Especially we can tell when Manny is affected or Tony or Cody because kids with autism or special needs, or even adults with autism or special needs, they react to things differently. Manny basically lets us know, like, so when I'm doing a spirit box session or something like that, Manny will look over in some other direction and he'll point. That's when I know that Manny sees something that we don't. And then what we do is we'll go over to that direction, okay? Because that spirit then knows that Manny can see them or not necessarily see, but sense them,
Right.
okay? And we can focus on that area. Okay. So Manny is very well, any kid with special needs, they're going to be very sensitive,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
for the
very
fear.
sensitive. Right. And so we sometimes feed off. That's one of the reasons why I bring the boys because I can feed off of them, and but they're not mischievous, not bad spirits or anything like that.
Oh,
So
we won't let
I'm
that
not
happen
going to let
anyway.
that happen.
Hi,
David
David.
Bingman, so good to see you. And it's so good to see you, Natalie. So yeah, we're not gonna
Yeah.
let it happen to the boys. And in most cases, we don't have to worry about it because they have their own spirit guides with them. So that's basically blocking anything negative away from them. So we really don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I have to ask that question because we get that all the time because especially with the vibes, there's times that we know if we're in the cemetery what part not to go to because we feel it, and most of the time we feel it all together, and so we'll go to a different part, and then sometimes we don't feel nothing at all.
Yeah.
And so we'll go and do a spirit box session. And it's funny because every time we go to do a spirit box session, I've never really had a bad session. There's some people that go and do a spirit box session somewhere and don't get nothing. But I tell people it's because the reason why you don't get nothing is because they feel your intent, they feel your energy. And if it's an energy that the spirits don't like, they're not going to come to you. They're
Right.
gonna go away from you because you got to remember, spirits were people at one place or time. So just like if you're walking down the street and you see a stranger down the street, you're not going to strike up a conversation with them and you don't know them. And spirits are the same way. They're not going to strike up a conversation with you and they don't know you. You
Right.
know?
Well,
So,
and not only that, I feel like some spirits who don't know your intent, like, look, before I was crossing over spirits, I
mhm,
didn't get as much talk as I do now that I cross over spirits.
right.
So they feel like I went to the cemetery, right? And I went to visit. I never met him because he died in the 60s,
Mhm.
but my great uncle. So I never met him, but he's buried in the same cemetery as my mother. So I go, I'm gonna go talk to him. I never talked to him. I'm gonna go meet him, right? God, like, so I went to his grave and I was talking to him, and he was buried in the Greek section. And then I'm like, I'm gonna turn on the spirit box. And
Uh-huh.
the guy who was buried next to him, and I'll tell you why I know it was the guy who was buried next to him anyway, told me to go to hell in Greek. I never in my life, right? Because
Really?
I was talking to him, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, so he told me, and I know what it means. You know, I know, because I know all the Greek curses. So I said, I stopped for a second and go, did you just tell me to go to hell? I said, I'm sorry, am I bothering you? Is this like I don't mean to bother you, and you don't have to talk to me, not one bit. I said, but if you're looking to cross over, I'm happy to cross you over later, Well,
Mhm.
him and his wife, because him and his wife, he waited for his wife. That's what I say, guys. A lot of the older men wait for their wives. Waited for his wife. So his light passed, right? He can't go through her light. So then she didn't go through the light. Now they're both stuck, right? And
Mhm.
yeah, so they came to my house to cross over. Um, and he scared the flippers out of me too, because then I asked him questions, but I was about to lay down that night because that I went on a day that I don't do crossovers, which is a bad idea. I have to remember not to do that. But I went, and that was like my day off, and I went to visit. And then the next day I was going to do a crossover. In my ear, as soon as you're gonna about to fall asleep, so you're
Mhm.
in that, I'm just there. I hear Christina in my ear. I go, what the I jump up. I'm like, and I knew his voice, because I heard him curse me out. And I'm like, is that you? Oh, so you want to cross over? I said, well, we're not doing that now. We're doing that tomorrow. Okay. So you just sit tight now. I was like, really? But yeah, I feel like that sometimes they think, oh, another one of these, because now there's a lot more ghost hunters, right? A lot more
Right.
people that do this. Before
Right.
there wasn't. So some of them are like, fuck, they're bothering us, or they're gonna,
Mhm.
put us on TV. Because some of them will even say to me, you're videoing this. I'm like, it's just so I can hear the spirit box back if I need to. I'm not putting it on YouTube or any. It's just
Mhm.
so I can, like, they're like, what the hell, And some of them even call me like, oh, you're a witch. I'm like, I'm not a witch. Why you? I'm gonna cross you over. Because they still have the beliefs of and some of them passed, in
Mhm.
1800s, early 1900s. So what
Mhm.
I do, lighting candles, I'm going to play some music, I'm going to give you food, I'm going to cross you over. They're like, oh shit, she's a witch. I'm like, I most certainly am not.
Mhm.
you know and what
Yeah,
do you care anyway? Like,
that's true. Because I've done.
but they're stuck in their ways, which I find funny,
Oh yeah, because well, see, that's why I tell people how you are in life, you're gonna be the same way in death. So if you were mean and nasty and hateful in life, you're gonna be the same way in death. Nothing really changes,
Yeah.
And when I go out and I do spirit box sessions, I'll hear, you'll see I'll subtitle it where a spirit will say, "What's that?" Because they want to know what am I using, especially if they're back in the 1800s or early 1900s. They don't know what a laptop is, or they don't know what a cell phone is. So
Yeah.
now they're curious. You pique their curious, you
Yeah.
know, and I'll let them know, hey, this is a device you can come through. Just come up to this device and talk to your loved ones. You want to leave a message or what have you. And some of them are just reluctant to say anything, and then some of them just going ahead and talk freely, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
and so
I
those are
find a
my
lot of them. Sometimes I have really talkative ones, and I'll put on the ghost seers so they could draw pictures before they cross over, and I
Mhm.
put the music on, and I do all that stuff, and I'll listen to them. And so, um, but some days there'll be tons of pictures, everybody be talking, and other days I'm like, are you sure we have people here? Like, what the heck is wrong with them? And
Mhm.
then I realize, like, some of them are animal spirits. Animal spirits cannot talk to me because guess why? I wouldn't understand them even if they were because they don't talk spirit talk, right? I've gotten
Right.
pictures of an owl, a snake, because I'm like, okay, why aren't they talking to me? Then I get a picture of an owl, I get a picture of a snake, a red jay, and I'm like, oh, we're doing animal spirits today. I'm like, cool. You know, a lot of cats, they have little mice with them. I'm like, we're crossing over all the animals today. I go, okay, cool. But yeah, they can't talk. And then there's the ones that speak a different language. And sometimes
Mhm.
they want to talk to me. I can hear all the white noise in my ear. And I'm like, why? I can't understand you. You're on the wrong frequency or something. And then I have
Mhm.
to ask my spirit guide, and they're like, oh, he's not speaking English. I go, well, then I'm really, we have a problem, because I only speak English, Maybe they could translate for you, but so sometimes they don't speak English. You won't understand them. Sometimes they're animal spirits. You're not going to understand them. I definitely would not understand a snake talking to me. Sometimes I'll hear different animal sounds when I'm doing crossovers, but they can't talk to me. I don't speak snake.
You're right. Ain't that the truth? I
I
want to give
can't, I don't know what they're saying, but I'm glad they're crossing.
I want to
And
give a shout out to
thank
Jason
you,
Finch.
Jason.
Jason Finch
Hi,
here.
Bailey.
He also has a form of autism, and Bailey, who's also autistic. Thank you both for being here. I want you to do me a favor. Tell us another ghost story.
Oh, well, I'll tell you a more recent one because I feel like not as many people have heard this one. So, the last 6 months, uh, um, well, even maybe a little more. The last year has been super interesting for me
Mhm.
because I really um decided to go all in with this. Right now, I'm home because I hurt my back and I haven't been able to find a job because what I used to do consisted of lifting and bending, and I cannot lift and I can't bend anymore. I can't stand for more than an hour. I have to sit.
Right,
So I need a desk job. There's
right.
not as many desk jobs as you think anymore because everything's computerized now. So if it's not manual labor, there's not a lot of work.
Hmm.
So it's very difficult. Anyway, so I've been out of work. So I decided to totally commit, right, to all this because I said, now I have time. I can actually, my mind is not cluttered with, oh my God, I gotta get up for work tomorrow. Oh my goodness, I gotta
Right.
work 70 hours this week. I'm not cluttered with that. So I said, no, I'll get more into it. So um, so I started be able to, I guess, communicate through the third eye with spirits, right? We've been
Right.
working on that. But like I realized that some people have this telekinesis kind of thing where they can talk to you too. So I had a gentleman who obviously he was an older gentleman and old school. So he didn't want to let anybody know uh, that he was afraid to tell anybody that he could see spirits and talk to them, right? So
Right.
obviously nobody in his family knows or whatever. But he obviously knew that I worked with the spirits because he probably saw the whole brigade I would come in with, right? I got the wolves
Mhm.
that are always with me. I got to the kiddos, at least a few. So he was probably like, oh, she must do something. She got all these, spirits with her. So he literally so I went into the store because he has a mom and pop store that has been there since I was a kid. And I used to go there with my mother when I was a little one. So I went in there and I said hello, talked to him. And as I was walking out of the store, in my mind, I had like a vision. And these visions are like daydreams. So you almost don't know like what the hell is going on because you're like, am I thinking this or is somebody telling me this?
Mhm.
So as I went to walk out of the store, I hear in my third eye, I see a gentleman walk out of the back door, and I know he's not alive anymore. And he says to me, oh, you have a brigade with you. And in my head, I said, yeah. And the guy in the store says to me, now this is all in my third eye, as I'm
Mhm.
walking towards the door to leave. Oh, that's Charlie. He needs to cross over. And I'm like, okay, so he could come with me. I do that. This is all in my head. And he's like, oh, are you sure it's okay? I'm like, yeah, yeah, no, send him. You can come. I go, he's good. And he goes, no, he's good. The guy goes, and the guy says, thank you to me, the storekeeper. And I'm now hit the door. I'm up near the supermarket now. I'm going to the supermarket. And I said, shit, is this what I'm thinking about in my head now? I have no life, you know? It was that me thinking it, or, you know. So when I get home, I go, you know, okay, somebody's talking to me. I go, are you Charlie? He's like, yeah. I go, holy shit, that was not in my head. And
Mm-hmm.
I go, did you give me that picture or did the storekeeper? And he was like, the storekeeper. Because I was afraid because I didn't want to just invite myself, old school guys, right? And I said,
Right.
no, okay. Um, so that was the first weird thing. I didn't think like, wow, you know, you could do that, communicate head to head with someone who's not deceased,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Anyway, um, so then I had another lady. She came and she drew me a picture and it looked like she was being strangled. And I said, sweetheart, were you strangled to death? And all I feel is the I feel then like I'm being strangled. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Okay, I got you. You were. It's like, oh, maybe she doesn't speak English and that's why she wanted to show me because I asked.
Mm-hmm.
But I had never had that feeling where like, holy crap, like she touched, like I've had, like I said, like you can, it feels like you could tell somebody's touching you, like a little
Right.
tap, whatever. Usually it's the little ones I know, but that was like a feeling like I was feeling like I was being choked. So I was like, oh, that was weird. I said, okay. Um, so I crossed her over.
Mm-hmm.
That night I went to sleep and I am in an old 1930s silent movie. By the way, if you guys ever see yourself in like an old movie, wake
Mm-hmm.
yourself up and don't
Right.
interact with anybody telling you
Exactly.
that. So
Yeah.
anyway, just in case it happens to anybody. So
Right. Because that I know.
I'm in an old, I didn't know it. So I'm in this old damn ass movie. It's like, it's not even black and white. It's like, it has like brownish, beige tints, brown beige tints.
Vintage. Yep.
It's vintage. Yeah. And so, there's a guy sitting there. There's a big chair, but he's not sitting in the chair. He's sitting in a little stool, like on the side of the chair. So he's half obscured. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's a door. So I go, oh, hi. I go, do you need something? And like it's like you're videoing an old video. It goes to the door and I see half the doorway only, but it's dark. And then it goes back to him and I'm like, um, so I'm like, okay. I said, I don't know what you need. I said, oh, do you want to cross over? Because then I'm like, this guy must want to cross over, right? Because he's showing me a door. Scrolls back to the door. Now I see more of the door and actually like more of like the whole door and I still can't see anything in it because it's dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to him and I'm like, so what do you want? And I wake up and all I feel is this, like somebody pointing, like I want you. Like that was the first thought. And I start getting dragged. I'm not moving. I'm in bed, but I can't talk. I can't move, but
Mm-hmm.
he's dragging me. And then I actually felt like I was being dragged, like I was moving. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, right? And
Right.
the only thing I could think to do was in my head, I started calling my father, you know. I'm like, oh, if this guy's gonna try to attack me, my father's gonna protect me. My father's been dead 25 years, you know.
Right.
And I started calling for my father, and from behind, you knew it was from behind, someone pulled him off, and I was like, oh, thank the freaking goddess. And as soon as he let go of me, I was able to talk, I was able to move. I sat up, I was like, what the hell? And I didn't want to make a big stink because it was at the middle of the night. I had all these babies that were watching something, you know, when they fell asleep. So they're all, and I'm like, now let me just go back to sleep and not
Right.
try to think about that. But what I realized happened after I did all this, you know, like, because then I flipped out and then I called Danny in the morning and I was like hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, that lady who touched you was on a timeline when she touched you, right? She
Right.
wasn't on this plane.
Right.
And then it left the door open because she touched you, you had her feelings, and then she crossed over. So then when you went to sleep, you went over the to where they were. You were in the wrong plane. And that's why you were feeling all that, but because you were half in, half out. So then I had to learn how to close that door for the next time because what the hell? I'm like, how long would that have lasted? And he's like,
Right.
till his moment, like till he got distracted. So could have lasted a day, like
Right.
whatever he thought in his head he was gonna do, it would have lasted until he got distracted or it ended, whatever that thought process was while you were in their time. I was like,
Right.
oh, that sounds freaking crazy. No, I don't like none of that. So, so yeah, that was the newest story. The crazy, like crazy.
Yeah.
I never had any of that before.
I want to give a shout out to Tiggs NZ is in the house. That's New
Thanks. How are
Zealand.
you, sweetheart?
How you doing, Tiggs? Want to give a shout out to Dallas Dollar who says she had a premonition when her aunt had someone pray over her, and she stood up and said, don't you ever have a witch pray over me again." She looked at me and said, "How did you know she was?" I said, "She was and still is." That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, um, I was going to ask you something else too, but I seen those because I was reading it before I cut over. I was reading what Dolls Dolly had. Somebody had said something else too, though. Let me scroll up a second. Uh, I think it was Dolls Dolly then. Oh no. Jason had said, "I'm not
Oh,
alone in the crazy world, y'all. I'm just like all the other people that have disabilities." And you know what, Jason? Um, I tell people that are disabled, you're able, you
I
know,
think everybody has a
and
disability.
I think everybody has a disability, you know. Believe me, we love you no different. So believe me, love lives here. So we don't care what disability you have, you got love here too. So we're here for you. So sorry, I had to say that real quick because I love having people here with special needs and disabilities because we let them know that this house is open for everyone. We don't exclude anyone, you know. I
hi,
want to ask you,
Regina.
yeah, Boomer said, as much as she talks for their hands like that close to their camera, so I am glad I'm not stoned right now. So as you smack the camera, you must, you know.
I'm Greek and Sicilian. We can't help it. Like somebody would have to hold me down for me not to be able to move my hands while I'm talking.
Now, you're in New Jersey, aren't you?
New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are in New York.
Hmm.
See, that's a place I want to go back to again. I haven't been to New York since the early, I want to say 92, 93. No, I take that back. It was actually New Jersey. When I used to work at the Hit Factory, and it was out there in New Jersey. And I
Yeah.
remember going to New York where we were actually driving through to get to that part of Brooklyn, going over the Brooklyn Bridge and all that. Never really been to New York though. I've always really wanted to go,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when you
I'm not in the city part. I'm in Queens, one of the boroughs. Before I
oh
was in
really?
Queens, yeah. So I was born and raised in Queens. Then I moved to Long Island and I was in Bayshore for about 12 years. And now I moved back to where I grew up around the corner from where I was born in the house that I was born in.
Okay, because I was gonna say because my niece she was dating a guy that lived in New Jersey, and he was his name is Will, but he was a relative of a guy named Tretch from the group Naughty by Nature, and they had their store in New Jersey called Naughty by Nature, and so I don't know why it don't even pertain to nothing here. I don't know why I even brought it up. So.
Squirrel.
Yeah, it's a squirrel. But I've always wanted to go to New York.
Ah, got my dog started.
And who's that? Popeye?
Sorry, Papa, I got you started.
What does he want to go outside? You gotta go
No.
potty already?
I
Huh?
said the word and he.
Oh, you said squirrel. Oh, see,
Oh, sorry.
Now you said it again.
and then I did it. Now, see, now I gotta retract. What was I gonna ask you? It was something in the paranormal field. No, Popeye, hold on, it wasn't that. No, it's like Popeye said something like, no, not that. Um, shoot. I need to start writing this stuff down before, you know what? I'm gonna start doing that. Because I am getting old. Boomer said, swing by and pick me up on your way, Eddie. You know what? If I ever do come to New York, I'm gonna do that, Boomer, and it'll shock the heck out of you if you see me pull up. So hey, I didn't get a license, but I drive good. What do you think? No, I got a driver's license. I ain't gonna lie to you on that. I got a license. Um, oh well, there was something I really wanted to ask you. I need to start writing this stuff down for real.
What must not have been important?
I'm a
Oh.
hell of an interviewer. I can screw that up. Um, so okay, I know what it was now because you started YouTube. It's been 7 years, but how long have you been doing it as far as the paranormal?
Um, well, like I said, I was just dabbling in things like to talk to my mother, but I knew I had something before that. Really started when I was 12, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't understand it. And at that time in the 80s, they still believed like people, they put you in the insane asylum. So they weren't, it wasn't talked about. So I went on a family vacation with my parents and my sister, and we went to this place where like it was a farmhouse and they were turning butter. I remember she was turning butter on teaching you how to turn butter, and I was fine with that. I watched that. And
Mm-hmm.
then they wanted to take me into this red barn. And I looked at this barn and I turned around to my mother, go, nope. And she goes, why? I said, no, I've been in there before and I don't know if I liked it or not, but I feel like I don't want to go in there. And she's like, oh, it's just deja vu. And she tried dragging me. And I'm like, yo, I said, I'm not going in there. And
Right.
she's like, fine, stay out here. I'm like, I'm going to sit right here, you know?
Mhm.
And after that, so that was 12. From the age of 12 to 19, I had the same reoccurring dream. Out of my eyes, I'm seeing out of my eyes. I'm walking towards that barn. I open the doors. There's a lot of hay, but it has those posts that hold up you know, the ceiling,
Right.
the roof.
Chandelier?
Has those big metal posts. No, they have those big wooden posts that
To hold up the barn, it's the framing, the barn,
Okay.
framing, they
Like
have
the
all
beam.
the
these
beam.
wood beams. Yeah. So they had a few wood beams,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them had something on it. It was like something was engraved in it, a writing. So I wanted to see what the writing in this beam was. And that was the only thing that I could see and I wanted to see. And every time I got close enough just to be able to maybe make out something, this
Mm-hmm.
big loud noise behind me, and I would swing around and wake up. And I had that same exact dream from the age of 12 to 19.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And then when I was 16, I realized someone was trying to help me. And I was trying to listen, but my mother made me go anyway. My mother was like, didn't care about none of that. So I tried, and I knew she didn't. So I tried to make up a story like, I'm so sick, I can't go. I'm gonna get everybody sick at the party. But basically, I knew that it was the day of my friend's sweet 16, and I had such a horrible pit in my stomach, and I was like, something very wrong is gonna happen there, and I can't go. And I'm like, but if I tell that to my mother, she's not gonna understand. So I'm gonna tell her I'm sick. I'm throwing up. I told her everything in the book. She dragged me to that party. Let me just tell you, it was not good. Anyway, so that's how I know to listen to your intuition
Yes.
because, yeah, they were not kidding. Um, So yeah, so I knew I had something, but I didn't know what it was.
Mhm.
Maybe just extra sensory stuff that I was more sensitive to things.
Right,
Um, so I understood that when I was younger, but they kept every time I would try to say something to my mother, just don't say anything. They're gonna send you to the funny farm. So I was like, fine, whatever. So and then you have kids, and you life
mhm,
happens, shit happens, and
right,
you don't pay any attention because you're busy. I'm
right,
working 2 jobs. I got 2 young kids. My mother got cancer. Like, all this stuff happened and wasn't paying attention. But then
right.
after, so my father passed a few days before my daughter was born.
Mhm.
And my mother passed, my son was 5. So after my mother passed and there was no one to tell me, hey, you're crazy, and or they're gonna send you to the funny farm, I was like, well, she knows that I like this stuff, maybe she'll talk to me. So
Right,
I just wanted to try to figure out how to talk to her. And then, like I said, life got busy again. And then my son had that problem, and so I think I knew I always had something, but I didn't have time to explore it.
right. I want to read something from Dolls Dolly. She said, I do once in a while stream to YouTube my lives for, from the other apps. I need to get back to it. Uh, it's been difficult since my brother James passed. Now, I've met Dolls Dolly. We've met
And her brother
her and her
James.
brother James. Uh, huge
Oh,
shout out
sorry.
to Dolls Dolly. She's a wonderful, wonderful YouTuber and friend. Her channel, if you love auctions, especially when it comes to coins, make sure you go
Coins,
by and check
jewelry,
her out.
antique stuff.
Yeah, anything that's antique, go by, check out Dolls Dolly. And she's also into the paranormal. She has some paranormal videos. I also did a video at her house. So that way you can see her brother James is there in the video. And so yeah, I just wanted to give a huge shout out. We've been friends, us and Dolls Dolly ever since. Good people. I want to ask you, have you ever gave anyone closure?
Um, maybe recently, like, see, that's where the mediums come in, and this is why I'm not as upset anymore. Like, I realize the mediums, they don't cross over people, and I would get mad, like, because I'm like, how could you not help somebody? And they're like, well, nobody asked me for help. And then I realized that, well, because they can't, because that's not their job, right? Their job is to give messages. My job is to help the spirits cross over and make them feel comfortable enough to cross over, especially the children, because sometimes the children come, they're not ready yet. After we watch movies and we play, and they're here for a little bit and they see the process of the crossing over, then they're like, okay, I'm
Mhm.
actually training a little one who's dying to be a spirit guide. She's 5 and she has a cute little doll named Dolly. And so I've been working with her to do the crossovers so she can learn them so she could be a spirit guide
Right,
when she's ready to go.
right.
Uh, but recently my friend brought over a friend to get a reading, and she lost a few people in her life, one due to taking his own life. So um she had a lot of questions, and she wasn't getting, I guess, the right responses out of the normal um avenues, like reading the Bible or this or that. It didn't speak to her. She needed something else.
Hmm.
And so, and I guess she wanted to know if I knew it. So she asked me different questions, and I told her the best that I know. Hey, little one. And just like somebody climbed up on my leg. That's how I was like, whoa. Um, I felt it right. Like I was like, whoa, it was like a jump, because it wasn't like it was like a jump and let me sit up here.
Uh-huh.
So, so and she had a lot of questions. Like, is there really a heaven and hell? Like, is this just all made up? Like, she had so many questions. And I think just knowledge, like they say, is power. And the knowledge of everything helped her. And because it made sense to her, just like that made sense to me when I all heard it from the spirit guides. Um, and then I did a reading for her and whatever, and she's like, oh yeah, okay. So uh, yeah, so I think that helped her more. Not that I gave her closure, like her her spirit guide talked to me, but not like her brother.
Right.
But the spirit guide gave me a message to give to her, and I told her the message, and she was like, oh. So yeah, so it was like, I think it just gave her closure to know that there was something else, that it
Right.
not all of this is a bunch of hooey and then there's nothing,
Right.
Nobody wants to know there's nothing after, because like she's going to look forward to seeing her brother again, right? So
Right.
like people don't want to go, okay, there's nothing, like I'm never going to see them again, this
Mhm.
whole life is pointless. No, it's not, because you have so much to look forward to after. And
Right.
so I was always afraid, like, of like, oh, don't do this, you might die. And then like, but I'm not afraid of death anymore. Like, not at
Right.
all. Like, and I understand when it's your time, it's your time. And I have a whole bucket list, because people still like, they're like, oh, and I'm like, oh, pfft, I'm not worried about dying. Yeah, no, nope. Everything's staying here. You just take whatever you want. I don't give a shit. I'm not making will. I don't give two flying hooties. I'm not taking any of this with me. I said, and I have a list. I'm going to stand on the top of a pyramid. I'm going to see all the Greek ruins. I'm going to the Eiffel Tower. Like, I have a whole bucket list of where I'm going and what I'm going to do. And I hope I fit it all in 3 weeks. But if not, and here's another one for you guys. Regina, I'll look at your question in a second. Have a crossover plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so find a certified grove near you where you could cross over. Or I'm going to tell you right now that they go to the cemetery, any cemetery, doesn't even have to be the one you're buried at, and ask the guardian of the cemetery to help you. There'll be a gatekeeper. He's not a human one, but he comes and crosses over spirits. Make sure you have a plan in case by accident you stay a little too long. Anyway, so just wanted to tell you that. And I want to read Regina's question. Christina, I was wondering if you could see if my mom and dad had crossed over. Ooh, I can ask my spirit guide for you. And because I'm not really listening, because I kind of turned it off to do this, because otherwise I'd be talking my ear off, because you got a lot over there.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Sarah. So Regina wants to know, do you know? Okay. Did her mom and dad cross? Oh yeah, they're crossed. Mm-hmm. They are crossed. And a lot of people, especially like my mom, was crossed. And I thought because maybe my mom, she didn't die in the best way. It was so fast that she wouldn't. But she went to see my father's mother, who was like her mother, my grandmother. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess my grandmother like kind of went probably right before she went, and was like, yeah, come to the light. And and they met
Right.
up. And so when I asked, finally I got enough courage to like try to talk to my mother. And I asked, and they're like, oh, your grandmother came for her. I'm like, oh, okay.
I think Tiggs asked the same question.
Who asked the same question?
Tiggs.
Six.
Oh, Tiggs. Good question, Regina. I would love to know my parents too. Oh, yeah. We might as well ask.
Also, I
Tiggs
had to
wants
ask
to know,
that question.
Tiggs. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, her parent. Yeah, yes. Yeah, your parents are crossed too.
Boomer said back, switch to laptop.
Oh, okay. And there's definitely someone talking my ear off here, and I don't know if it's but I get a lot, funny enough, because I always ask them when I'm doing the crossover, can you tell me where you came from, how you found us, how you heard of us? And you don't know how many, because I'm gonna do a crossover after this. Sunday's my crossover day. So anyway, so you don't know how many go Eddie, Jen. I'm like, oh, fine then. Eddie, and Jen, because you guys do a lot of spirit box, but you don't do the crossovers, right? So
Right.
so the other day when I was in your stream, actually, it was funny because I heard a help and I wrote in the chat.
Mhm.
I wrote in the chat, Spirit, if you need help, just ask Lark. He'll bring you here to cross over. And I heard on the spirit box, oh, that's the right person. like, yep, that's me. So yeah, and I'll hear that a lot. Like a lot of people. And there's Cassie. We were talking about you. Were your ears ringing? They were saying how they missed you, Cassie. So yeah, like, but a lot of them will say Eddie, Jen, and anybody like in the chat, like, hey Scott, like, they're spirit guides, even people like I don't know that well, and just like message me on maybe Messenger or something. I watched the other day, I thought it was so funny. I watched the other day it was a video. It was not live. It was a video. And I was watching this lady show us a new mop she got on Amazon or sweeper or whatever the hell she was. I wasn't as intrigued with that as she moved the bed to sweep under it. I'm like, what has she got under there? Like, it was so weird. Like the setup, I don't know. I had a weird feeling when I watched it, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on there. Clicked off her video, talking in my ear. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, oh, I came from the lady. I go, were you under her bed? And he was like, well, no, I was in the room. And I'm like, but how could you see it was a video? And from what I understand is that they leave an imprint. So it's electronics, right? So they leave like an imprint. And wherever we go, even though we're alive, right? We leave an imprint of energy. And so I was watching this. I left my little imprint. He had his imprint because he was in her room. And he was like, oh, I'm going there, And I was like, wow. I was amazed, really.
Well, I had to ask you. Now, I want to ask you another question. I want to do a small spirit box session. Would you be okay with that? I don't want you to leave.
Oh, no. I'm fine.
Okay, because I want to make this a small one. There's a reason why I wanted you here for the spirit box session.
All right. But I'm going to turn off my camera 1 sec because I'm going to make a cigarette if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Light them if you got them.
And if anybody else wants to come up on the panel, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, just
let us know.
But this time, because I love to have you on the panel. However, if you are on my Instagram, actually make that Twitter. If you're on my Twitter, DM me, I'll send you the link. Or if you're on my Messenger, because I do have Messenger now. If you're on my Messenger, I'll send you a link. Those two ways. I was gonna put it in the box, but I don't want the wrong person to come in, if you know what I'm saying. So this way I know, Scott said camera shy. It's all good, Scott.
You're right.
You don't have to if you don't want to. It's all good. We still love you. Regina said, I do. Okay. And I got Boomer, so don't worry, Boomer, I got you too. Fallen, if you want to, I'll send you a link.
Is Haunted Trucking still here?
Yeah, is Ghost Dog still here? If Ghost Dog's still here, I'll send him a link. I'll send him a link anyway. Hell with it. So let me take care of Boomer real quick. Well, like I'm gonna beat him up. Yeah, let me take care of Boomer real quick. I'll teach you a lesson, pal. So let me go on my Twitter over here.
Hey, Christina, do you get head like I get, from being a sensitive and an empath, I get headaches when I go into certain cemeteries or certain places.
I get the I get the third eye crazy fog um when there's too much going on. And Danny taught me a great trick, guys. So if you get this like in your third eye, like kind of like pounding blockage, I call it blockage, third eye blockage, because there's too many trying to zap me or I had too much going on that day paranormal wise. So you take your
Mm-hmm.
hand, you make this fist, make a fist, and you put your hands there and you go, I'm clearing out the energy. And you do this 3 times and you do this, now I keep trying. I'm like Eddie, I get a little old school and I forget things. I want to do it every night to clear it out, but it really does work. If you sit there and just say to yourself, you're going to clear out your energy and it's like you're throwing it away, it
Mm-hmm.
clears it. When my ears get too clogged from all the spirit talk and I just take my cigarette, but you can do anything, any kind of smoke, and you just got to sit there and you got to clear it out because you get spirit block. It's crazy.
That's very true.
So you
That
could
is
do it
very
with the
true.
sage if you guys want to clear out your ears and all that stuff. So
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm sending out a
you're
couple
sending the link.
more.
That's okay.
Couple more links. Oh yeah, I just saw you
There's
there, right
Boomer
here.
again.
Yep, I sent Boomer there, just in case he happens to.
You get Regina hers?
No, 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 no. Let me see. Do I have her on?
Yeah, she's okay, click off of that. There.
Oh, yes, right here. Okay, there. There we go. Okay. Now that's just for right now. Let me get out of that. Go back to this. Okay. There. That way, if any of them want to come up, I sent out some links. So go right on ahead. And in the meantime, we're gonna get this set up. Oh, I gotta put in my.
Oh, sending prayers.
What's wrong?
They're sending prayers to Mary. I said sending prayers.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Mary just moved but she has a whole bunch of stuff going on. So we hope your health gets better, Mary.
Did you move it?
Yeah. Boomer. I'm trying again, Boomer. I might have. Okay, there it is. Okay, there's Boomer.
Just
Okay.
a delay.
I must put it wrong.
Oops.
Put my old
Put
password.
your own password, babe, in your own laptop. Oh, they just catching up with you, honey.
Ain't that the truth? Oh, come here. Remind me later. There.
Let's try
Okay.
muting the mic. That works.
Oh,
My laptop wouldn't let me open up Twitter for some reason, so I had to get on my phone and then switch over to the laptop. Did you get all
Okay.
of that?
Yeah, you have to switch over to your laptop.
Yeah, I don't
How
know
you doing,
why
bro?
Twitter won't let me get on my laptop, so I had to go through my phone and then switch over the Zoom.
That sucks.
Doing good. Glad to see you finally made it up on one, Christina.
Haha.
Didn't feel like ghosting you.
They only been doing this 2 weeks now. Stop it.
3.
No, well, they've
ouch.
been going live, but they haven't been having people up.
No, and you know what? Who gave me this idea was Glenn Pierce. And Glenn probably left. Huge shout out to Glenn because Glenn said we should do this. And that's a good way to show love. Get them up here. That way they can talk about their stories. Love to hear. I love hearing them.
I think he suggested that to you because he was missing mine and Janice's fams talk so much. He's like, well, if they're not doing it no more, let's see if Ed and Jen will do it.
Hi, Regina.
Hi,
Hey, Regina.
How you doing,
Hi.
Regina?
I'm doing much better than I was.
That's good.
Good, somebody is.
I'm glad to hear that.
Like every time I go to the doctor, they find
Yeah.
something new.
I'm on the phone. Yes, Dennis, I'm on the phone.
Connect to the internet.
I'm on
How am I
phone.
offline? I'm not offline. It says right there. Retry, dumbass. Thank you. Oh, sorry for the French. Bonjour.
I muted you, Regina, because I heard a conversation. We didn't want to get in your conversation. We not nosy people here. She nosy, but not me.
Christina's nosy.
You know I'm not nosy.
I know everything about everything.
Only if you tell me.
Why do you think she talks to spirits? Because spirits
Yes.
know everything.
Oh,
You're gonna
no,
be
I
You're gonna
don't.
be telling her everything.
No, they only tell me, what you need to know.
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to have Zoom and YouTube open on the laptop because my hotspot's not good enough. So we're gonna have to do a little trickery here. We're gonna watch the YouTube on the phone.
Oh, really?
Where I started. I thought it'd be better at
That's true.
the,
And where's
I thought
Cassie?
it'd be better here.
You still here?
Chelsea,
Oh, okay.
Why is my Windows update thing
Which one's
open?
this?
Get out of here. I don't
Tails, toad in the dirt.
Oh, you know what, Cassie? I just learned that your tail's told in the dark. I just learned that. Where the heck has I been? I am getting so
It used to
old.
be Dark Side of the Moon or something like that, right?
That should be my title. Dark Side of the Moon with Ed. They call me Moon Pie.
Moon Pie.
Mm-mm.
We're gonna talk about my dark side. Look at this.
Wow, dude, you got
Like as I don't know what.
in the house. 22 people, bro.
So first I want to thank everybody here. Now, everybody in the chat, would you like the small spirit box session? I want to see how many yeses I get. Just out of curiosity, because
Oh, just people in the
look,
chat.
Cassie said, I'm confused.
Well, because I was
Just for
talking
people
to
in the
mom
chat,
of it.
so us on the panel have to mute our speakers. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
No. If you don't have to mute your speaker.
Just for you people in the chat. Want to hear some spooky stuff? No. People on the panel don't matter. They don't want to. We don't care what they want to hear.
Yeah. I was actually, I confused Cassie. I'm sorry. Mom of an angel. The angel, her daughter's name is Cassie. So I said to Shelly, play Cassie, the marvelous toy song, and tell her it's from me. And Cassie was like, huh? And I was like, no, not you, Cassie, the other Cassie, her Cassie, the little one.
Oh, that's why she sound confused. So we're gonna do a small spirit box session. There's a reason why I want to do this because a couple days ago, because I told you before, we always do spirit box sessions at home and we don't film it. It's just I and Jen and sometimes the boys, and we just want to sit and just conversate. And there was a couple times that Christina's name came up. It's because I asked who's this talking? They wouldn't tell me who it was. I said, so who you want to speak to? And they came to and said, Christina. And I said, so do you know Christina? And it didn't reply. And I said, so I need validation again. who do you want to talk to? And again, it said Christina. Now, Jen has another thing that she's going to be using. It's called the Transcend app. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't, but it's a Transcend app. This app was created by
Steve
Steve
Huff.
Huff.
Oh,
So we're going to use that also.
I'll bite my
so-
tongue.
Huh?
Actually, I'll gum my tongue. Okay, I can't bite my tongue, but I'll gum my tongue on it.
So before I start, I'm gonna just say spirits, any spirits that do come through, you're more than welcome to be in our house. Our home is nothing but positivity. So we want no negative spirits here whatsoever. My spirit guides, as well as my wife's, are going to leave the negative spirits outside the door. Only the positive spirits are going to be coming in. And we really do appreciate you. And all we ask is just you be nice. And so let's give it a couple
Like they
seconds.
say in Roadhouse, be
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah, that's all. I
Sometimes
talked
it's
to them
not.
just like, yeah, because I talked to them just like they were people, because they were at one time or place. So I don't speak nothing special or anything. Just talk to them like they're people.
It would if you turn it.
Speak to them like you're speaking to your own mother.
It's actually. Project.
So who's coming through for us tonight? Let me know if y'all can't hear
As far as octave, yeah, I can hear it.
it. Okay.
Here's how. Sound everybody.
Who's that, Tony? Either Tony or Cody, right?
Manny.
Manny.
Manny?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, brother Manny?
Hi, spirits.
Now, can he hear and comprehend what goes on the spirit box and stuff
Manny?
And
like
you
that?
know,
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Okay.
But if he feels something or if he sees something, he points.
together.
Like, has he ever reacted to anything specifically said on it at any time, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just his body gives reactions,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he gets overexcited.
Yeah.
Chat disconnected.
Anybody?
Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Successfully connected. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened there.
That happens to me every once in a while too. You're talking about the YouTube chat disconnects, and yeah, it does that a lot. I don't know why.
So who's the spirit that wanted to speak to Christina yesterday?
Curator.
Did it say probably Caitlin?
I thought I
Yes,
heard Brandon.
Caitlin.
I thought I heard him say something about Brandon.
Now here's the funny thing on this one. I purposely have the radio part off. So if anything channels through, it's not using radio wave.
Right, it's just using the word bank
Yep, just the word bank.
and the program.
Then, well,
If there's a spirit here that wanted to talk to Christina, say her name, please, so that I don't look like a liar.
Hmm.
Can you please say her name? Say her name, say her name.
it's the,
Spirit's something.
Well, y'all got such a, every one of you guys have such a nicer background than I do. You look over here, oh, how nice that is. Clean and how nice. And then you look over here and you're like, what the fuck happened here?
I got all my art
They just
all over
laughed
the
at
place.
me?
I'm sure it's a mess.
I swear I heard that thing laugh.
It does from time to time.
Were you
You're laughing at boomer
Spirit?
spirits?
Oh yeah, great minds think
Yeah.
alike. We asked exactly the same time.
You invited him? Yeah, yeah, Eddie did invite him.
Invite me where? Nobody
Invited you
invites
to the
me anywhere.
stream.
Shit. You invite me over some for some free time, I'll be right there.
This
still going to be.
who's the spirit that wanted to speak to Christina?
They were working.
They were working.
They were
It was on the
working.
air.
That was clear as hell.
Yeah.
Wow. If I can understand it, that's class A. It's like, they were working.
So if you were working, what was you working on? We'd like to know.
There needs help.
They need help. Oh, were you looking for me? Did you have someone that you that needed to cross over? Is that why you guys were looking for me?
And as usual, Christina's busy working. So they're like, oh, she's working. We're not going to get through to her today.
Well, she's
Yeah, I
here
was
right
working on clogging my sink for 5 hours today, so I apologize, Spirit.
See. They see.
They see? Is that what it said?
It just says C.
Yeah,
Oh,
but the
see?
spirit said they see, and then it says see.
Yeah.
So we got a mockingbird there.
Yeah.
So so
Can you-
you see, did
Can
you
please
guys
see-
I just heard it.
No, go ahead, Christina.
Again,
and Jen? Oh, did you see me trying to unclog the sink today for 5 hours? Is that why you said I was working?
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I don't mean to interrupt the session, but before I forget it again, I have to remark on something Christina said earlier about mediums don't cross over spirits. Well, this is one medium that does.
Yeah, but you're
Don't lump us all together.
no, but you're something more than a medium. I'm talking about just spirit mediums that are just for
Oh,
you're
like your
something more than
classic TV personalities?
yeah, those guys.
Yeah, the majority of them, they're, yeah.
Yeah, they just, the ones that call themselves mediums.
I just didn't want you to
You're something
Give
give
more.
everybody the impression that, just because somebody's a medium, they don't care about crossing over, because I have.
No.
plenty of times. I just don't keep count.
Yeah. Well, I can keep count easier because I do 500 at a time, right? But it also amazes me because I'm like, I'm just curious to know like
or you still?
how many until there's no more to cross over. Well,
Oh, it's infinite.
It's infinite, of course, because people
every day
continue
somebody's
to
being
pass,
born,
right?
every day somebody's dying.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but you know, like I'm like 500 each time, 4 days a week. It's a lot of people. So you figure,
You
and
could
then
do
how do they hear about you? And like, you know,
could do
it's amazing.
5,000 a day and not
Well,
put it-
I was doing
you know what I'm
12,000, but it was
saying?
too much for me and I had to stop. So we had to limit it to 500 a day.
And Lunar Eclipse said that she crossed Bloom too.
Did you
Did I get it unclogged?
First.
No. Yeah, but you're not a
And
medium,
don't you?
Luna.
I mean, you do communicate with the spirits, so in a way, you should consider yourself a medium of sorts as well.
Well,
Because I mean, you can't really cross them over if you can't communicate with them. Correct?
yeah, but
You
the
talk to the guides. You know, there's a line of communication. All right,
Yeah.
that's what a medium's all about. Simply establishing a line of communication to the spirits. You're a medium. If you can talk to them, they can talk to you, and you understand each other. That's mediumship.
yeah,
Spirits.
Okay?
that's mediumship according to people that don't even believe that we freaking exist. Okay, they made up these stupid things. Really, you know, like you can't conform to what we are because you know supposedly we don't exist. Sorry, spirits.
Right. They
But-
can't give an opinion if they don't believe in it. I get that part.
Right, but they made the definition up. Who they is, whoever wanted to put it in the dictionary, they made it up. But really, when you ask the spirits, like when I ask the spirits, what you know, what am I? You know, or what would they classify me as? Okay, they say gatekeeper, a sacred mother. They call us something different than you know.
Oh, on a
than
personal level, yeah. On that personal level, they'll consider you who you are individually. We all have our own individual things, but on a whole, like in order to, you know, so everybody understands, we have to kind of confine a little bit to certain titles and stuff like that, so that everybody understands what's going on, you know.
Yeah.
But individually, with me and my spirits, I don't tell them I'm a psychic medium. I don't tell them, you know, they don't see me as a psychic medium. That's just a term we use so that everybody kind of understands what we all do, you know,
Right.
Because it's a simplification that works for everybody. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
guess. Yes.
I'm
So-
sorry, spirits, forgive me.
I was gonna say, don't stop on my account.
We just closed it off so you guys can.
I just stopped it for a minute so y'all can go ahead and finish this discussion.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? I
That's all
don't like
good.
to I don't like to conform to boxes either. Especially
no,
like I
I
said,
mean,
from the
you don't have to
aspect of people who say
Yeah.
I don't even exist, and now you're gonna tell me what the frick I am. You could go screw yourself.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't, you know, I
You
mean,
can
when
see it
people
that
ask me,
way.
I sometimes do say, well, if you really want to know, I don't know. You could look up what a spirit medium is, and I'll kind of do that, but not really, because I don't only give messages from spirits.
Right.
Like tarot cards. Like it's too broad and dumb of a meaning anyway. I said I don't know. I'll do a whole bunch of everything.
No, that's
Christine?
cool. That's cool. I'm just saying, like, you know.
Okay.
That's you,
when-
Regina.
when-
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you for asking if my mom and dad crossed over.
Oh, you're welcome. Of course. You should come for a reading on Wednesday. I would love for you to have a reading. Something told me to tell you that, so you come one day.
Okay.
I go live every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you come for a
You
reading
should.
one day.
She's really
Okay,
good.
I live in Michigan.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
so
a-
you're not too far off from Eastern Standard Time.
No,
Your mother's name isn't Agatha, is it?
No,
You know an Agatha?
no, I don't.
All right, because as soon as you got on the subject of your mom, your parents, or whatever, I got Agatha in my ear, well, in my head, screaming at me. I'm Agatha. I'm Agatha.
I've had somebody screaming at me since I came on Eddie and Jen's.
Oh,
They
yeah,
came
yeah,
from
yeah. I mean,
they came from Eddie's and Jen's house. I didn't want to ignore them, but I'm like, if they're here for a crossover, right after the stream. So I haven't really been listening to what they've been saying, but I know somebody's been screaming in my ear. But I tried to shut it off because I tried not to
does
have a whole
anybody out there know
conversation.
an Agatha? Because I mean, as soon as Christina answered you on that, like, okay, so you said thank you for letting me know, and then she started talking. The minute she started talking, I heard someone come in and say, I'm Agatha, I'm Agatha," and I just immediately put that with you, like somebody's trying to say, yeah, I'm here, it's me, my name is Agatha.
My name is
I associated it with you. So I don't
So,
know why Agatha is drumming on me, but
so y'all ready to try this again?
oh yeah, I'm sorry. This is the Eddie
Agatha,
Jen
you're gonna
show,
have
by
to
the way,
wait,
people.
okay?
Don't
Talk on the
misconstrue
spirit
it.
box, Agatha.
This is Eddie and Jen's show. I'm gonna make another cigarette.
Spirits, I apologize. I know you had a lot to
I'm
say. You
sorry,
called me
Spirit.
out.
I'm
So
sorry.
I'm gonna restart it, and again, I do apologize. So wow, they were ready. I apologize, spirits.
Yes,
Spirit,
I'm sorry, spirits. You know me. I
I'm
talk a lot.
sorry.
Spirit, there's a gentleman in the chat named Scott who says hello to you. Can you say hello to Scott? How's it going, man?
Y'all need to stop taking the fall for me, okay?
Yeah, I got the radio off. Okay, I don't want the radio on, so I got it off.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? We're trying to talk
Uh,
to you.
That's another one I heard loud and clear. What are we doing now?
Hi,
Do you mind?
Diane.
Hello, Diane. How are you doing?
What up, D?
What happened to her wrench? Her wrench. I got to put it back.
Read where they hanging.
Something's hanging?
I thought you said, what are you working on? Or
We have some people in here, spirits. As you know, we have a chat. So could you say hello to them? What?
That's like six. My
His name is Scott. Yes, Scott is in the chat, and he says hello. Or is this a spirit named Scott? Sure is a shadow. So good to see you. How you doing, Pam? Spirits, can you say hello to Pam?
Wait, is that the Pam? Did you change her name?
Search.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say hello to you earlier too, Scott. I was in the middle of switching things over.
did they just say who are you or who is that or
Well, my name is Ed. The question is, who are you? Show yourself. Show yourself. Are you in darkness that you can't see me? I'm dark, but I see me. It's a joke, spirits, but I am dark. I'm as black as night.
So maybe it's reversed for them. Maybe you have to turn the lights out for them to see you. Whereas with us, you need the lights on for us until you smile. I mean,
Yeah,
We're listening.
We're
we're listening.
we're listening. Don't listen to me. You'll be all sorts of confused.
Spirits, you know I was just having fun. True.
Well, here's a good question, spirits. Where are you?
Yes. Where are you, spirits?
Did I hear Texas?
We got all kinds of spirits in Texas.
It sounded like one of them said Texas. As if Texas, where do you think? You know, it's like
We got
had that
cowboy
kind of
spirits.
tone to it.
We got drunk spirits. We got all kinds of spirits.
Oh, this is
On the air.
I'm in Aries.
I'm in heaven.
Oh, if you say so.
Well, if you, I was gonna say, spirit, if you're an Aries, so am I.
Wow.
Or Aquarius.
Is this the age of Aquarius? Age of Aquarius.
Damn, you say it so much better. You enjoy someone to talk. Do you enjoy talking to us? Shelly wants to know.
Yeah, do you enjoy
She said
I
what
didn't
she
quite catch
wanted to
that
do.
one.
Does anybody?
Just anybody? That's me. I'm just anybody.
Spirits, can at least one of you give us a name? We would appreciate that. Behind. And this one on Jen's transit, it said, at first it said next to Edward. And then now it's saying something else.
Saying words I don't understand.
But the first one it said next to Edward.
What was it said before? Did it say denied? What did it say?
The first one it said on here next to Edward on her Transcend app.
Right. But what did the other one say just before that?
I didn't even catch it.
Oh,
Where are you? What?
sounded like they said denied. I was like,
Scott said Eddie has the smooth operator voice. No need to ask, need a new calculator. That's what's some Manny, my laugh track.
That was BS. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That was BS. I just talking about my singing, probably.
Or mine.
You sound like shit.
Because I twisted the words up instead of smooth operator.
What? They're not making any sense.
Him if not. That don't make no sense.
All right.
Well, keep in mind.
It might be a kid trying to, because that one you have to grab the words.
Uh-huh.
And by time it takes them sometimes a while to figure out how to grab the words.
That's
Sometimes
true.
You'll be jabby until they figure out how to work the app,
Yeah.
and then you can't get them to stop talking.
Yeah.
And
I think I
also
was talking about my
sometimes
singing.
you gotta keep in mind, even us as living beings, we don't make sense a lot of times too.
Our medium?
Our medium.
Which one?
Our medium, yeah, which one? According to Boomer, we're all mediums here.
Yeah, which one? Spirit?
One or two.
You
One or
communicate
two.
with spirit.
One or two. There's only one or two of us. What are the rest of us?
Am I a medium?
Us.
Us. Oh, there you go.
Interesting.
Are we all mediums?
Yeah, are we all mediums? I'm medium dark.
Wait, I heard that.
I'm now a medium. I used to be extra large, but now I'm a medium. Look at this shirt. This shirt used to be tight on me.
8.
You
8.
beat. Oh, you ate. You ate. Yeah, about 3 hours ago.
Or maybe you ain't.
You ate.
Right. Maybe saying you ain't.
You ain't.
I ain't a medium. Is that what you're saying?
There's already family that tell me
Well,
who-
I think Eddie and Jen asked, Eddie asked, are we all mediums? And maybe they said you ain't, meaning not all of us are medium.
Right.
Oh.
So he might
that
be
makes
saying
sense.
you ain't instead of put 8 and saying
Yeah.
you ain't.
Yeah. Use an 8.
Spirits.
So
What
maybe-
color shirt does Jen have on? What color is it?
82.
he said purple.
I thought it said pink.
Did it? Because if you look on my shirt, what's on it?
There's some pink.
Yep. And some
Mary's
purple.
asking if spirits could tell her if there's any of her family there.
That we have her.
Do we have to? Well, no, you don't have to tell her anything, but you know, it'd be
Say
nice.
nothing. Yeah, you ain't gotta say nothing. No, you can just be quiet.
Hey, Wolf and Hound.
Wolf and Hound, how are you doing?
Hey Bailey, I said hello to you earlier. How are you? What's up, Wolf?
I'm so glad to see you, Wolf and Hound.
I think I saw one of their live streams.
Is
once.
that all?
Is that all? No, there's more.
Isn't Wolf and Hound the father son?
Father and son, yep.
Yeah, okay. I do know who they are then.
Good channel, really good channel. Hey, Wolf and Hound, make sure you put your channel link in. I got you, bro. Put your channel link in. Spirits, can you say hello to my friends, Wolf and Hound? Give them a nice hello.
I'm doing good, Bailey. Hi, medium spirits.
Let's give
No,
them
you're an extra large. Just kidding,
Say
Mary.
my name.
Yep, Jen.
They said my name.
Say my name, say my name.
Are they did
Huh?
they say is there a kid there?
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're meaning Manny because Manny, even though he's an adult, he has the mindset of what is it called?
2.
Of a 2-year-old.
Hi, Bailey. How are you, sweetheart?
Man, that sounds like your dad. I ain't even met your dad. He
Hey,
ain't.
spirits. Could one of you please ask
Agatha.
Agatha to kind of like quiet down a little bit? I'm good.
I just heard Bailey.
Yep.
I just heard someone
Yep.
say Bailey.
I heard
It's
Bailey.
a guy.
Spirits, can you say hello to my friends, Wolf and Hound?
Fast. So fast. Why? I don't know.
Why say fast? You have my something.
I sound like a child.
Yeah.
It's her grandpa, she said.
And
And
Would that be Grandpa Jack?
there might be. Spirits, Diane says she loves you, Mom and Dad.
and
And also, does anybody know a Molly?
You heard the same that I heard, Christina, right? I heard that too.
Mary, they didn't answer any of us on that question.
He said, don't investigate.
Oh, girl.
Well,
All right, so who the hell is Grandpa Jack? Who's Grandpa Jack?
there's a lot of them here today, but I know there's Molly who's talking in my ear.
A lot of Grandpa Jacks?
There's there's a lot of spirits here. You got Agatha, you got Grandpa
tell you,
Jack. I
man.
got a Molly in my ear. I
It's
don't know
like-
who Molly's for.
Sometimes I have to turn my TV up so loud to drown them out.
Spirits, there was a spirit that was talking.
chilling.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I think we're all chilling.
I thought they said I'm chilly, but
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe they did say that because it might be cold where you there.
I from my understanding, I didn't think I think spirits like were affected by temperatures at all. Like they
I
can't
didn't
be
think so
hot or
either.
cold. Like
See, there's a little girl again. I can keep hearing her.
Yeah,
little girl-
and I hear a lot. They'll say I'm hot, I'm cold. So
yeah,
I don't know if it's like it could still be their mind catching
Yeah,
up with,
that's
you
what
know,
I'm
because
thinking. Like they're just kind of
Quick looking.
Quit looking.
because they don't have a physical brain to
Right.
analyze things and you know,
Right. So it's basically like the universe that they created with their energy.
yeah, they go based on emotion because that's where we get our emotions from. It is
It says name out.
name out. What does that mean?
What did it say?
Foxton? Is there maybe it was a town? Is there like a town with an F in Texas?
I have to Google it and see.
It leaves us.
What was that fort in Texas? Fort
There's
Oh, there's a Foxton in the UK. Is that where you're from, spirits?
yeah. Are you from the UK?
long way from home.
Interesting, right?
Are you
Yeah.
in the UK? And why are you here?
Oh, there's actually a Foxton Cove in Austin, Texas. Are you from Foxton Cove, spirit?
Interesting.
No.
It was hard.
He was hurt.
Why?
All right, somebody has to talk to Athiga and blah, blah, blah.
Agatha.
And Grandpa Jack.
Agatha, Grandpa Jack, Molly, and there's two more that they told me actually came from there. I don't know their names. They haven't said them. They're kind of quiet ones. They could be little ones, but there was
They hate us? Is that what she said?
It sounds like something would hate person. Do they hate us? We don't hate you.
Nobody in this chat hates you.
We have nothing but love for you.
Julie Langs.
Did they say Julia or?
I thought I heard Julie.
did you say, I think it said the fam.
They did.
Yeah, we're all the fam.
The fam. I just heard that too.
Yeah.
How long?
How long?
Have you been here?
And if I didn't know better and he wasn't sitting right there in front of me, I would have sworn that sounded like Ed coming to that damn thing.
Just helping you. She just say, are you doing crossovers?
Yeah. Well,
Sound like she said, are you doing crossovers?
yes, sweetie. And Molly, is that you? Is that what you would like, Molly? I know you're talking in my ear, but right now I'm on with them. I am going to do a crossover right after I get over off this stream. So if that's what you guys are looking for and why you're talking everybody's ear off, you come here, hang out after the stream. We're gonna have some coffee. We're gonna have some. I made some great Rice Krispie treats with no marshmallows. They're delicious and healthy. That's what we're gonna eat.
Julie said, ask them if it's not.
Is there a spirit here named King?
Your screen just went black.
Yeah, you're where the
Back.
spirit box
Did it?
went.
The spirit box one
The
behind
spirit
you
box.
went
There.
black. Oh, okay.
It's on screensaver.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Her name. Bailey wants to know if your name is King. If it is, if there's a king here, can you say yes?
I will not let it out. What don't you want to tell us, spirit?
What do you want? I heard that very whisper. What do you want?
I don't want you, Bailey wants you. If this is King, can you say hello to Bailey? However, first he said probably so, and then he said however.
It might be. So there, he's very, whoever this king is very secretive.
Yeah, very.
She said that's her grandfather's last name.
Wow.
Oh, Bobby King. Maybe he just is, maybe he just doesn't, want to give away that he's here. He's watching over her.
Preferably. I just heard that. Preferably. These are words. What is that word?
What's that word?
I don't know what it means.
Monot. Monot. Monot is could be abbreviated for monotonous.
Out.
Closer.
Closer.
Closer? You talking about me again?
He would never say much. Oh, there you go, Bailey.
That would make sense.
Yeah, my grandpa was like that too. Well, my dad's dad was very like the strong silent type.
Yeah.
But my mom's dad, he was all outgoing and like
What about Coleman? Is I heard them say Coleman. Is that somebody's last name that anybody knows?
Harry Coleman.
I don't know. I heard
That,
Coleman.
that
That was the
Coleman?
name.
They just Jen or Ben or something like that.
Dying that up. This makes no sense. That's like a riddle. Dying that up.
That up. Is that what that says? It's a little blurry for me.
Yep, dying that up.
Tying that up. Could it be tying that up?
That could be.
Could be because they do that a lot too. They'll mistaken similarly sounding and similarly spelt words and use them for. So it could
Yeah,
be.
I
they're
mean, we don't
tying
know.
something up, like an issue.
We don't know
you know?
in the app in computer land what they look like, you know?
Right.
Like tying up loose ends. They could be trying to explain that too. You know, like.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
Or they could be talking about Ed's mustache, how he dyes it up all the time to keep it
Right.
nice and dark.
Yeah, that's could be.
Because he did dye it today.
Dying today.
Dyeing that upper lip. That's what he's saying.
Dyeing that up, yeah.
Inbred. Did they just call me an inbred?
You get.
You get what? Out?
I get it. They're saying I get it. I get what they're saying. That's what they're
Yeah,
saying. Dyeing the mustache.
You got it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I can twist this in any direction I want.
Until one of them come talk your ear off. That's not what I said, Bubba.
Listen for handling.
Listen for what?
Handling.
Handling? Handling. I don't even know what a handling is.
Or hadden.
Hadden?
Listening for had in.
Mm.
The words that's on this thing, I don't know.
You got me on that one, Spirits. Is that Old English or something? I don't know.
It has to be.
In charge of.
In charge of.
I heard that too.
Oh, that's cool, Bailey.
Really good for you.
I'm glad I don't share a birthday with any other relatives.
Did you just say you were in charge of a school, Spirit? Were you a principal or like a headmaster?
Or a teacher?
Well, he said in charge
Custodian?
of. He was in charge of the school.
Could have been a custodian because you know the attitude line. Look, I'm in charge of this school because I take care of it. You know, so
That's
you could
true.
be a custodian or a security guard.
Spirits. Mama of an Angel wants to know, why have you not crossed over? Why are you?
Shut up, boomer. Is that what they said?
I think he said, I will in a minute. Oh, are you meaning you're going to come here to cross over, Spirit?
But what I was saying is like it just because they're speaking through this doesn't necessarily mean they're still earthbound. They could be communicating through our devices from the other side.
That's very true.
Yeah, like because like my mother's crossed, but she could come and talk through the spirit box if she wanted to talk to Eddie or whatever. But there are definitely some that want to cross.
So Bailey was born 20 days after New Year's, which means you was born on January 20th.
Oh, that'd be 21st.
21.
New Year's is the
21st.
1st.
Right,
You're
21st.
thinking New Year's
I'm
Eve.
on the 20th.
20 days after New Year's.
Could be deported. Is that what they just said?
Yeah, who you deporting?
The other side is not.
No, spirits, we're not even gonna go there.
Yeah, well, technically it's not, Diane, you're right. I mean, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. The way it
Can you
was
tell us how many
explained to
spirits are
me.
with us?
Yeah, how many spirits are here? Can you give me a number?
Was it 13 spirits? Is that what you said?
Oh, you were right, Eddie. I'm sorry, my bad. It
Like,
is
it's
19.
cool.
So it's 19 days after New Year, 20 days after New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So Bailey, I'm just being boomer. Don't mind me.
Boomer, I think they were talking to you. They said, don't
Probably.
bother her.
Is that what they said? Don't bother her?
Yes.
Okay. Mute Mike.
Well, they could have been talking to anybody, but I'm assuming since you said I'm just bothering you, that when they said don't bother her, they were talking to you.
Well, is there anything you want to say to a loved one, spirits that might be watching this or may watch this when I upload it? Especially when I upload it to Facebook on all the Facebook paranormal groups that may see this.
Oh God, you're not putting my face on Facebook, are you?
Yeah.
Your
You're
screen
putting
went
on
off
Facebook.
again.
Did it? Yeah, I gotta fix that. All I
Gotta
gotta do
lose some
is
frames.
the hibernation part.
Yeah, you can change the settings in there so that, like, if you're on the charger, it doesn't have to go to sleep mode. Well, you have to do it through your laptop.
Yeah.
Where is who?
Whereas I thought
Hygiene. I heard hygiene. I heard that.
it said, where's James?
Natural languages.
Watch your language.
I cuss if I want to.
Sorry,
That's a smart thing.
my bad.
Damn, hell, damn,
He
TT,
said,
Junior.
they said, don't be smart, Eddie.
I know.
Yeah, be dumb, Eddie, like Boomer.
Relay.
That's my dad's
Sure,
middle name,
relay.
Eddie.
Spirits, you know, I'm just having fun with you.
That's funny.
Just having fun.
I mean, and oh,
I need a hug. Is that what he said?
You need a hug and a role model, spirits.
I think it said, this is getting old. Sorry, are we boring
thought-
you,
I
spirits?
thought it sounded
Yeah.
like can't hold her. That's what I
Don't-
thought. I heard.
Don't
Can't-
let us bore you, spirits. Don't-
Yankee Kyle says hello, Boomer.
Oh, Kyle in the house. Long time no see. What's good?
On hell.
Oh,
and
So spirit, the spirit that's on hell, are you in your own hell?
we'll their check.
You feel like you're in hell?
The human being.
Hell is but a state of mind.
Right. Spirit, if you feel like you're in hell, change your energy. I can't tell you to change your mind because you're a ball of energy. So just change your energy.
You can't change something you don't have, right?
Exactly.
What? Doesn't make any sense.
Let's see. The letter for a side
Can be searchable.
Searching.
is searchable. The letter for a side.
The letter for a side.
Letter for
See, it speaks in riddles.
You're speaking in riddles. Look, I like a good cryptic, just like the next guy, but y'all don't make sense. I could decide. I could. What's the word?
Austin.
Decipher. I can decipher cryptic messages to a certain extent.
Oh,
but-
maybe it was related to what she just said.
Right. It might be real something you said, Christina.
Correct.
What does it say? At in Austin?
Yes.
At-
Out in Austin.
You were talking about the Buxton.
Foxton. Yes. Foxton Cove in Austin, Texas.
A little bit of.
Wait. Is this a way?
Way. Give way, the United Way.
Well,
Hey,
but you know,
Good night, Scotty.
but sometimes comments.
And
answer.
here's a funny thing. I just typed in the letter for the side into Google. So anyway, that might be somebody in an older spirit talking. So they call it now aside letters that are agreements between fundraisers and investors. So maybe he was an investor of types or a fundraiser.
Right.
Undoubtedly. He just said-
Undoubtedly. Now I didn't get it right. I was hoping Google had the answer for me.
God, have a good night, bro. Thank you so much for coming in, man. Hope you join us next Sunday. God's
Thank you,
willing.
Scott. Have a good night. Barely, I have a video, I think, every day, but Wednesday and Friday. You go to my channel, you'll find videos. I got cooking, crafting.
She sure does.
I got, spooky story was today.
Mhm.
She's a Jackie of all trades.
Yeah, crafting, cooking, spooky stories, card readings, you name it, it's on there.
Yankee Cow, good to see you, sir.
Is,
Well, spirits, we're gonna bring this session to
Yeah.
a close. Yeah. We're gonna bring this session to a close. Do you have any last minute messages you would like to say?
Me.
Said me.
pulling in your way.
Who's me?
Any last minute messages you'd like to say, Spirit?
Just now.
Bailey said, oh, don't worry, she's gonna put her link in the description box.
And there's my channel. Bailey, I have you on Messenger. We talk all the time. I sent you plenty of links. You forgot me already?
Half and full.
Spirits, I'm gonna let you go.
Good night, spirits. Thanks for talking with us.
I appreciate you.
Much
Good
love,
night, Spirit.
Real.
You gotta go back to the other
Is,
side. Can't stay here, you have to pay rent.
more and more.
What if I wanted to? Well,
Hey, as long as
if
you
you
got
can pay up, they'll let you stay. Trust me.
If you can pay up, you can stay as long as you want.
Yeah.
Hey, El Skinner, how are you doing?
That's okay, sweetheart. I love you, Bailey.
Spirits, I thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I heard that.
Mm.
You're so wonderful. God bless you. Stay blessed, okay?
I sure will.
Thank you.
I like that. I sure will.
I sure will stay blessed. Good for you.
That was a pretty nice session. Didn't come out the way I wanted it to because it would not respond to me asking because they wanted Christina. They told me Christina twice. And that spirit did not come through. So maybe it will next time. Haunted Trucking is back.
Well,
Said,
it's all hit and miss.
Well, technically, I think that the reason why is because it was Molly, because she's standing here talking my ear off and she just wants to cross over. And so I'm pretty sure maybe it was Molly asking for me if I had to guess.
yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree.
And since she's standing here talking my ear off, she figured, well, I have to talk on the spirit, right?
I'm I'm actually thinking about Brooke coming back to D Live also. I've been pondering it.
What?
Maybe
You
if
got the Boomer D approval.
because I can on D Live I can play music, but I told you I want to switch over on D Live and do music.
Right.
You know,
Hey,
and I've already talked to Crab Seven, and I told him I'm pondering it. So I haven't thought about it all the way yet because
Right.
work and everything. But I'm also trying to dedicate myself to doing more YouTube, um, and switching over to maybe twice a week, possibly even going live twice a week. You know, I don't want to rush into it though. It's just a thought. It's just a thought process right
All
now.
depends on if you get that job or not.
Right, because there's a job that I'm trying to get that pays
Pick a
really
day
good money.
for- pick a day for YouTube and a day for D Live. That's
Right. Yeah, that's how I was gonna basically do it too.
yeah.
Pick a day for YouTube and a day for D Live. Because there's a job that I'm trying to get, and I'll know next week. But then there's my old job that wants me to come back. So either way it goes, I'm gonna have a job. Hawk
Right.
Paranormal, so good to see you. You missed the Spirit Box session, but hey, we love having you here. Hey, Hawk, put your channel link in, Hawk. Put your channel link in. I want everybody to put their channel links in now. I want everybody to check out everybody because that's what we're about.
When I stepped outside to have my cigarette, and I was out there, all of a sudden I had a shiver up and down my spine, as well as down my both legs.
Really?
And yeah, and that hasn't happened in 9 years.
Wow.
Well, you were asking about your parents, so they might have came see you.
Right. And they could be by your
Well, it could
body
be that.
reaction.
Could be that it's 42 degrees outside.
That too.
I had
I'm saying.
my poncho that I bought last month on, and that's all I need to go out on the porch to have my cigarette with, of course, my regular clothes, and I was nice and warm up until that shiver up and down my spine as well as both legs.
Wow.
Hawk Paranormal, I'm gonna get with you later, Hawk. Do you have me on Twitter by any chance? And if you do, I'm gonna text you later. I want to ask you something. And David Bingman in the house, so good to see you too, sir.
Hmm.
I just wanted that spirit to come through though, because when I mentioned your
She just did
name,
it, probably with
and
Monday.
that's a possibility. So,
Cause
you know,
she's still standing here. You don't see her. Hi,
yeah,
say
Hey,
hi,
wanna do
Mom.
me a favor? Can you put my link in the chat? Cause I'm having trouble
Yes,
trying to
I
get
could do
it
it,
on my
Boomer.
phone and stuff. Well,
okay, yeah. If you
goodness.
can't, don't worry, we got you.
Hawk said, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna text you later, Hawk. Right after I'm done with the stream, I'm gonna text you. Cause every week though, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bring somebody up different, so that you can get to know the channel, get to know about them, how they got into it, and then we do a small spirit box session afterward.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty
I
dope.
should actually come up and do an actual interview thing with you too, rather
That
than
and
a
I
guy
agree.
telling his
And
story.
I was gonna ask you, now that you mentioned that, Boomer, would you like to come up next Sunday?
Oh, next Sunday?
Yes.
We can do next Sunday.
Wait,
Well,
We've
let
been
me
doing
see
that
what I
7
have on my
10
agenda.
PM.
Yeah, next Sunday.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't next Sunday.
We'll be at my friend Christy's house doing a live stream, Spirit Box session.
Yeah, I forgot. We're gonna be live from our friend Christy. Now, our friend Christy, she's a travel consultant. Okay.
I don't know if you guys seen the video of her.
We did a video for her to get her out there, but she's also into the paranormal.
And
Right.
she's a shelter manager
Yeah,
of
and-
an animal shelter.
Right. And so we're gonna go to her house and we're gonna actually go live from there.
Oh, lovely.
So this way y'all can meet her. If anybody's got any travel plans, she'll make them with you. Don't matter where you at, what part of the state you're at. It doesn't matter what state you're in. She will get you rates.
And she does
affordable
payment
rates,
plans.
and she does payment plans. So, but
All
she's
good,
also
Mary.
into the paranormal. So she's got some ghost stories. So that'll be next week. So we're gonna be filming from her house.
And the house that she bought, the one she's
That's
living in now, she bought, the old man died, but she thinks he still
In the house.
haunts the house once in a
Because
while.
there's things that's going on there that they can't explain. So we're gonna be doing a spirit box session
I
there
definitely
live.
want to try to be there for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and we did one there before, and it was crazy. Even her boyfriend said it. That was crazy. So we're gonna do another one. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty dope.
Did you guys see Monster a couple of minutes ago?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he was giving me a hug.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
KJ Paranormal Down Under, how you doing? Hey KJ, make sure you put your link in the description
Hey,
box
KJ, good to see
because we
you.
want everybody to see
Here's
everybody. Oh, look.
that's Monster.
Ah, hi, monster.
Hey, Monster, you got my eyes.
He'll be 8 years old January the 6th.
Oh, that's great. We
And then
love
my Beagle, she'll be 13 on Christmas.
Wow. That's pretty old for a beagle.
Yeah.
that is.
She-
I agree.
She's a very special girl. If I didn't have her, I wouldn't be here today.
Oh,
That's how we feel about pets, period. Our three cats and our one well, actually the three cats are rescues.
They're foster failures.
Yep. And they have disabilities. One of our cats only have one eye. Another one of our cats is almost blind. And then the third cat is just a scaredy cat.
She's a schizo.
She just every time you go to touch her or you make a loud noise or something, she jumps constantly.
I'm a diabetic.
Car at one time or something.
Hey, Hawk, you guys are wonderful people too, man. I want y'all to go by check out Hawk Paranormal, man. They're a great family. Him and his wife, beautiful kids, man. Go by, check them out. Lovely people. KJ Paranormal, lovely. We love everybody that's in here. That's what this channel is about. and we try to at the same time pay it forward. That's why we want people to put their links in, because we're about love. We want to give back. That's what we do. Anybody got-
Regina,
Yes.
Regina,
She can't put a link in.
did that dog, oh,
Yeah.
I can do it for you, KJ. Did the dog save you when you were going into diabetic shock?
Betsy, that's her name.
Okay.
She alerted me when my sugar was way too high 6 times, and then the other 4 times when it was really low. She jumped up in my lap, looked at my meter, looked back at me, back and forth, and I knew what she was telling me. And that's how she was saved my life.
Yeah.
I have a question for all the other diabetics out there. Being a newly diagnosed diabetic, how many times a day do you guys do your strip tests?
My doctor wants me to check mine anywhere from 4 to 5 times a day.
Okay, now tell me how you can do that when you're limited to no more than 100 strips every 3 months. I'm
You
like,
should get,
Yeah.
you
what
should
are they
get what,
fucking thinking?
yeah,
Like,
you should get
I
what,
can't afford that. VA won't cover it, and I can't.
oh, the
afford
VA won't cover the little robot
No.
arm like what,
No.
like Danny has?
The little attachment thing.
Yeah.
And the Freestyle Liberate 3,
I get
that's
what
that's what I have. And the meter would be like 4 or 5 feet away from me, and I can still read it.
right.
Oh,
So for the on average, you think most diabetics will check their sugar at least 3 times a day, right? At
3
least three
times
times
a
a
day.
day on average is normal for most, morning, noon, afternoon, whatever, to keep it regulated. They sent me, well, when I was first diagnosed back in July, all right, they sent me all my stuff with 50 strips. Okay. And I'm supposed to regulate with 50 strips. And so, but the good thing about VA is their pharmacist checks in with us like over a phone interview and stuff. So I talked to the pharmacist. He sent me 100, 2 packs of 50, and I went through those. So I called the pharmacy to get new ones, and it's like it's automated service that says you're not due to renew those until December. I'm like, December. So they expect me to be able to regulate by testing once a day. Like, even if I test once a day, like for 3 months, I'm like, so I'm gonna have to. I got an appointment with my uh doctor on the 22nd. I'm gonna mention that to her. It's like, how am I supposed to like check it enough to regulate it?
Oh,
Um,
have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you.
take care, Hawk.
All
Hey,
right,
Melissa,
off topic. I just
Melissa, can you do me a favor and put your link in for us, sweetheart? If y'all don't know who Melissa is, y'all gonna know tonight. Hopefully, she put her link in. Go by, check her out. Check out her
who's
TikTok.
Melissa?
Yes,
Which
Melissa
one,
Love. Go by,
Melissa?
check out Melissa Love. Um,
The Mel Show? That's Melissa?
yes, that's
Okay.
Melissa.
All right.
Go by, check her out. Check out her TikTok. Check out her channel.
I don't do TikTok.
Is it because you're black?
Yeah. You won't let me in because I'm white.
hey,
I'm not
Boomer.
ghetto enough for TikTok, apparently.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, you know what?
Boomer, I got rid of all my social medias. So.
You know what, Melissa? I got you. I'll put your link in. Is that okay?
Oh, I was gonna say I could do
I
it.
have no idea how.
Oh no, I got her.
Oh, okay,
Do that. I got you, Melissa.
because I'm subscribed to Melissa.
Me too.
I'm only subscribed to like 90 people or something on my on this new channel.
I use it too.
I might have to unsubscribe from a lot of them because prime example of first impressions. Because I see all these channels, I watch one or two of their videos, and the first impression they give me is they're great, you know. And then after you follow them for about 4 or 5 months, you're like, really? Why did I follow all these people? You know, they seem great in the beginning, but now they do nothing but stupid douchebag shit. You know, pardon my
Oh,
French.
Melissa,
but
you're welcome. You are very welcome, fam. Hey, we not have nothing but love for you. Always have, we always will. Everybody here. And Boomer, I know exactly what you're saying.
yeah, so I gotta
know
go through
exactly.
my list, and I'm gonna start unsubscribing from some of these channels.
Oh yeah.
And,
Well, that's what I did the other day. I got a notification and I'm like,
I see.
am I subscribed to this person? So I went to look and they were saying the stupidest shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, because I've been subscribed. I've done the same thing. I had to clean house because I was subscribed to a lot of very unpositive people,
Yeah.
and I try to keep positivity in our home with our boys, and I want to be with positive people. And I was watching people that's just, after you get to know them, you see the other side of them, and this is ugly. Let me say this. If you can be the most beautiful person in the world, but if you have an ugly heart, that makes you an ugly person. You know, it is what it
Damn,
is.
that makes me double ugly. What the hell? Doubly ugly.
Melissa said, "You guys always show
Thanks,
me love,
Melissa.
and I'm definitely gonna show you and Jen the same." Hey, we have not. Hey, we appreciate that. We do, and that's how you get it back. And this is what I've been telling people. You know, what's that saying? In order to give love, you have to give love, and then when you do get it back, it comes back on you twice as fold. It really
I have
does.
to agree with you there, Eddie.
Huh?
You know,
I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
what I've discovered in my 55 years is the majority of those people who don't give it, usually because they think they don't deserve it back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so that's why, I do that. And you'd be surprised every day, I go on my Twitter, I have people that say, "Hey, Eddie, can you pray for me? My mom is sick, or my dad, or my son." And I pray for them. They just want to hear a simple prayer because let me tell you something. What we need is more positive people. Have faith in yourself first, though. Because the hell that you create is your own universe. So it's whatever you want your universe to be. If life's a B, it's because you made it that way. But you can change the narrative by changing your aura, changing the whole thing about you to make you a good person, to make you a great person. And do the same thing. You see somebody on the street, smile. Even if there's nothing to smile about, I do it every day. I smile and say, "Hey, how you doing, friend? How you doing, neighbor?" Because you never know if that person's going through something in their life,
We're having a bad day.
right? Or having a bad day. And when you look over and you give that person a smile, it comes back on you. I believe in that kind of manifestation. Let's say, yes, this world is full of hate. It is. Me and Jen get it a lot, but we look away from it.
That's probably why I got rid of all my social media.
Right. That's why Jen got rid of her social media. She don't have Twitter no more. Um,
I don't
um,
have Facebook
as
anymore.
a matter of fact, she don't even have Facebook no more. The only thing she has.
Well, I have my Facebook.
Well, yeah, you got
but
Facebook because you got Messenger.
that's the reason why I kept it, but I uninstalled the app.
Right.
Just so I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
have
yeah. Because you can keep Messenger,
That's
but
cool.
uninstall Facebook. Because as
Yeah,
long as you
that's
have
the
a
only,
Facebook made, you can still use the Messenger.
Right. And so
because
we,
on my old phone
That's the only
it's
thing I use on
2G, so I somehow I could have Messenger, but you know, it won't let me have Facebook because it can't install it on a 2G. But I can still use the Messenger on it.
right. And you know what? And Melissa said, which is what we do. She said, best thing is to ignore, block, and don't let it bother you. And we don't. And the reason why we don't is because we don't want it to shred over to our boys. That's why we keep this house as positive as we can. Smile about anything. You know, it don't have to be about, it could be about the weather. So what? It's raining. You're still alive.
Right.
You're alive to feel it.
I
You
think
know?
I think for a lot of people, it's kind of like Stockholm syndrome. You know how like with Stockholm syndrome, you've been with your captor so long that you're used to that. That's what, and well, when somebody lives for so long with like negativity in their life and thinking they're not worthy and things like that, it's like that. It's like that's where they go to for comfort, the negative side of everything, because of that kind of Stockholm syndrome type attitude. It's like,
Right.
this is what I know. This is who's taking care of me. You know, and some of them just can't change, no matter what you say to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. KJ said I blocked a lot of people on YouTube myself. Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, and it's gotten so bad with the drama and the negativity and the paranormal,
Yeah.
society. Like, for real, like it is bad that.
Yeah,
Melissa said,
there's no sign
I
of it
find
getting
it
any
crazy
better
how people
either.
get.
Because I mean, for one thing, paranormal is the most competitive
But why be
uh,
competitive? I mean, I
out
don't
there, and
understand
I
why
don't
people are
see why.
competitive.
Right.
Exactly. It's like, why are you trying to, like, everybody's out trying to outdo the next guy, whether they have to fake it or not.
Right.
They
That's
resort to faking it so that they could have the best.
Views.
Well, no, content is the word I was looking
Right.
for.
Right. But to
They're
get
trying
the
to get the
views.
best content, so so they can get the views, and so it was like,
Right.
I don't find it
why do
competitive.
that
I'm
to
like, here,
yourself?
have some bars. Like, I
Right?
don't see anything
Like,
competitive about
it's ridiculous.
paranormal. It's something, if you love something so much, it's not a competition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to
Exactly. If
share
you're
it with
doing
other
it,
people.
Right.
if you're doing it because it's a passion, there shouldn't be competition.
Right. And
You
it's
do
like
what you can do, and that's all you can do.
it's like Melissa just said. I find it crazy how people get so upset. I have to motto. I don't know what you do, how you live, want you believe in, because at the end of the day, I'm going home to my bed and you're in your bed. Right.
Yep.
I mean, everybody has a right to their opinion, you know,
Yep.
and that's the freedom of this country. You have a right to your opinion. But it is only an opinion, and some people gotta take it as that. It's just
They
an
got
opinion.
twisted though.
And some people, right, they get it twisted.
Right. So many people, they take it so far to the point where starting to backstab each other and trying to discredit each other and all that so that they look good. And I'm like, all right,
Melissa
I'm
said,
done
I
with
can't
that mess.
spell.
That's why I left, for one, YouTube. And one of the reasons why I backed off from getting involved in paranormal for so long,
Right,
because
see,
it's just
well,
like,
you
I
know
got my
what?
own shit to deal with.
The,
Why should I have to deal with yours too?
that's
Like,
why when we do the paranormal, when we do spirit box sessions, I like to have fun, and I put
right.
little comic things in our videos and stuff like that. But I want to entertain people at the same time,
Yeah.
when I'm doing something like that.
And
I'm
you
not trying.
discuss issues and differences as
Right,
opposed to a lot of people I say just sit and argue and think that their point is the only one that matters.
right,
You guys, like, you reciprocate, you discuss it instead of throwing your hands there, oh, fuck you, I'm right, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. like me and Christina don't agree on a lot of aspects
Right.
of things, you know.
But that's
But
how the
we
world should
don't
be.
let it divide us, you know.
Right.
No. Because put it like this, if everybody agreed on the same thing, it'd be boring. I'm sorry, it'd be
Exactly.
boring.
Right.
Yeah, just like Simon Cowell says, if everybody bought the same record, it would be
Right.
fucking weird. Like,
Yeah.
it just would. If people are made to be different,
Right.
but we're also made to all live here, so we should just
Try and
embrace.
get along.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what makes everybody special in their
And
own way.
And that's why our channel is different. We don't want to be the same as everybody else. We want to be different because if you're same, then people tend to watch you less.
yeah, and
know?
I don't, and that's why I stopped doing like a lot of investigating and stuff because I said, first of all, who am I trying to prove this to? The people who don't believe it are never going to believe it. I'm not fighting with people because
Mhm.
I would get upset. Like, I'm like, you could see that it went through the door. I don't know how I would make it up. Like, and I got tired. I'm like, who am I trying to prove this to? I already know it exists.
Right.
Idiots are never going to know because they're simple minded, right? So I
Right.
said, and that's fine. They can be simple minded, but don't then don't watch my videos or don't comment on them and don't come by, right? Like I
Right.
don't have any problem. I don't go to your channel saying anything.
Right.
So that's why I do more like cooking, crafting, and I do like the spiritual stuff and the spooky stories and spooky history and stuff, and I make it more like history instead of, and it's like a virtual investigation with more history and stuff because I'm like, you can't deny the history. And then I give people's accounts and I say these are the people's accounts. Like,
Right.
I'm not saying if it's real or not real because I don't know, I wasn't
No.
there,
The
but
people I can't stand who that constantly claim that they're um skeptics and like, well, I don't really believe in all this, but then they'll go on to tell about an experience they had and but yet we're all liars about what we experienced and we've done this, like, because they're the skeptic, but they had how can you have an experience and still be a skeptic?
Right.
right.
You know?
Well, and it's funny, my best friend's husband had an experience. He's not a skeptic, but he doesn't want to know anything about it. He's afraid of it because of the experience. And he just like, keep it away from me. I don't want to know anything.
Right.
Don't tell me anything. He's like
Right.
that because he's afraid of it.
Right.
That part I
That's
understand.
my sister just as well. My oldest sister.
Yeah.
She's like that too. I mean, she believes in the stuff. She knows, she just doesn't want to hear about it. She want to talk about it. She don't want to watch shit about it.
Right.
Even if it's comical. Like I was trying to tell her about this show where these these guys are ghost hunters, but it's a comedy type thing where they spoof a lot of stuff. And I don't want to hear about that stuff. I don't like that stuff.
Right.
Because all our lives in the house we grew up in, everyone in the family had an experience there.
Mm-hmm.
After my Uncle Lee died in one of the rooms. Kind of, we believe it left some sort of tear or portal in the room there that allowed some bad shit through or whatever. And we all experienced something. I didn't experience it until later in life when I came back home from Indiana and I was staying in that room. But I'll tell you that story another time.
Okay.
But they, she knows it's there. She just doesn't want to, it's not that they're in denial of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Just that it's not something they want in their lives. They
Right.
want to live their life as if it's just us in existence here because it helps them. That's, you know, it's that's their comfort. That's what helps them sleep at night. Because if all that shit was on their mind, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know how to handle it. Those types of people, like my sister, and
Right.
yeah.
Right. And I think they're afraid, like I know the husband is afraid that if he acknowledges or talks about it or watches something, that bad one is like gonna find him and come after him again, you know?
Like it may manifest that, like,
Yeah. And
yeah.
so, and that's fine, like I said, you can believe whatever you want. And I don't know that that's not true. I don't know that that spirit can't follow you. I don't know. I never asked those questions.
Right.
Right.
So I can't tell him you're wrong or right. I just respect that he doesn't want to know anything about it. And so
Right.
I
And
never
that's why
talk about it in front of him,
you know, I never push it with my sister either. You know, it was like, I mean, I have told her, like, it's nothing you got to worry about. It's like, or, you know, I try to explain to her that it's not what they portray in Hollywood. Okay.
Right.
It's not like that. And, you know, that's the kind of shit, you
Mm-hmm.
know, she's used to. She's used to the Hollywood version of paranormal, like many people, you know, like she saw The Exorcist, and that did it for her. Like she thinks paranormal is all like that, like it's all evil and it can get you and blah 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 blah
That's
blah.
it's rare.
That's
That is
very-
very rare.
Yes.
But
Being
you can't
possessed is
explain
very
it
rare.
to somebody like that. You know, you can't make them understand when they have that already in their mind like that. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't convince him. I mean,
right?
my friend's husband is from the Philippines. They're big in that
Yeah,
spiritual stuff in the Philippines. He was attacked and almost he felt choked to death in his bed by a spirit. And
right.
so he doesn't want to know nothing. He knows they exist. He
Mhm.
don't, he wants to stay under the radar.
A little bit bad.
And it's fine. And my friend who has like OCD and some other things, they're married. She doesn't want to know. She's like, no, I don't want to know that will make me think too much about that, the people and this and that. She goes, no, no, I can't do it. And I'm like, so don't. It's not your job. And we got to remember that too. People was put on this earth for different reasons, right? So
Right.
just so happens we were put on this earth to either help the spirits or pass on messages or do other things, right? Um in not only our realm but the spirit realm. But some people weren't. They were meant to do other things just in this realm, help people who are living. Like my
Mhm.
sister always goes to me, I don't know why you spend so much time with ghosts. Why don't you help the living? Okay, because there's plenty of people that help the living, but there's not plenty of people that help these babies who passed and have nowhere to go.
Right.
So you help the living and I'll help the dead. There's no why,
Well, technically, you're help the living by passing over their loved ones.
well, that's true.
Yeah.
So then they'll
So
see
you're
them when
helping
they
the living.
Crossing
Yeah.
over, not passing
Well,
over. They're already passed
Well,
over.
you're crossing over their loved ones so that you are helping the living by bringing closure, and
right.
so
Right, but like y'all said though, there are some out there that are trying to pull the wool over your legs.
Right.
No, they're not true to what they're doing, and it's sad because they make real paranormal investigators fake by them being fake.
Yeah, they're guilty by association just because they share the same
Mm-hmm.
interest or whatever.
Right,
You know,
and that's why we just
I mean,
we stay in our lane.
that's
We
as ridiculous as saying every artist is going to eventually cut their left ear off
right,
because one famous artist did. It's like,
right.
it's ridiculous.
Right, and that's why we stay in our lane.
Right.
We do spirit box sessions. We don't go no further than that. We don't try to investigate nobody's house, even though next weekend we are. But that's because we were asked to. you
Right.
know.
And it's
So-
it's someone you already know.
Right, and it's somebody that we know.
And yeah, you're not
Right,
pushing yourself onto them. Yeah.
right. Plus the fact that she herself, even though she's a travel consultant, she's also a paranormal. She is a paranormal investigator.
Right.
You know, and so she wanted me because when we did a spirit box session there before, but I was finally getting out, they could not really get out of them because they was like, wow, you got more out than what we got. You know, so it was like, man, you got to come over here and do this live. Mel said, you guys,
Good night, Mel.
good night. Till next time. Hey, Mel,
Have a good night,
thank you so much for
Good
being
night.
here, Melissa. We love you. Hopefully we see you next Sunday. And you always got a spot here with us. And one day I'd like to get you up here and get some good stories off of you too. So, and it doesn't have to be paranormal. It's the things that you're working on, you know, the projects that you do, you know. But it's
I'm
all
wondering if I could go back to one comment that KJ put up there. If she could elaborate just a little bit more on that. Something about my uncle being a protector. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what you mean by he held it back, and then when he passed, I don't understand that, but I do have one uncle who I've never met. My mom's oldest brother who ended up
Yep.
passing away in Korea.
She said that the uncle that died in that house, that maybe he
Okay, I didn't.
that he had the
Uncle
you
Lee.
know, he had spiritual powers that was able to keep back the negative, and then when he died,
Oh.
that's what
Yeah,
I explained it for you, KJ.
Uncle Lee. Yeah, he was very much so a protector. Like he was always the one. He's not the one that was in here. But I forgot all about that. I had mentioned that my uncle passed in there. See, that's how fucked up my memory is. I'll say something 20 seconds later, somebody will comment on it, and I'll be like, "What the hell are they talking about?" Yeah, yeah, that was his character. Like he would always be the one to step up, and yeah, he was. You know, he adopted two children. Um, him and my aunt, they, you know, yeah, he served as a protector for the family.
KJ had told me,
everybody else's. So,
KJ said, it's one bad apple. You're right. It just takes one bad apple to spoil it for everybody else. You know, one person to fake one thing and everybody else think everybody else is fake. And that's why we just stay in our lane and we do what we do, and that's it. You know, and that's how everybody should. But the thing that really gets to me is how the paranormal community is really not even a community no more.
You
It's
can't even
so
call it unity
separated.
anymore.
There's no unity in the paranormal anymore because everybody is so into themselves that they forget about the smaller guy.
yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, the word community is, you know, the root word commune. You know, commune. Like they don't commune anymore. You know,
right,
to unite and be together. They don't do that. Like
it's thrown
they-
out.
Yeah, no, because
they
if there
don't
was
always
a
wanna be the-
united front and everybody would help each other and put all of this evidence together, like real evidence, there may be a way to prove it, you know, but they,
Right.
you know, they just, it's like you say something and they
Mhm.
turn around and the next day they're like, oh, okay. And then the next day, like they told somebody this lady's crazy because she said this. Because everybody's different, right? Some people believe in different things, and some spirit guides come to them in a different way.
And
So if your spirit guide to you is dressed like a damn fairy, then you're gonna believe that there's fairies and that your spirit guide's a fairy, right?
right.
The
And
spirit
there's a
guide,
lot of bias in it.
yeah,
people kind of like they pick out their favorites or whatever. Like, all right, I could be saying the same damn thing as another person, right?
Mhm.
But because I'm the unknown, I'm the one that did not, and this guy's known him for 20 years, whatever, I'm gonna be the one that don't know what I'm talking about, and he's gonna be the one they'll trust to, for everything. It's like,
Right.
but it's like there's a lot of that going on. People are choosing who they want to, believe just out of a relationship. Like, just because you've known this guy for 20 years, you think he ain't gonna bullshit you.
Right.
Just because you don't know me, you think I'm gonna bullshit you.
Mhm.
It's like,
Yeah, and I don't understand. Like I said, I don't understand. If you're doing the paranormal, you have to be open to all of it. Dragons, fairies, UFOs. You got to be open to it. You can't just say, well, I believe there's only human spirits, or I believe there's only demons, or I believe there's only fairies, and not believe in the other ones. You have to believe that the other people um can
Nightbot's on it again.
Yeah.
Nightbot.
Hey, Face Days, watch the caps.
Oh,
Watch the.
it's the cap lock. Sorry. Yeah. I was like,
I
you
am
didn't
so
say
sorry.
anything about hello.
Like with me and my husband, we were living in my car for 3 years, and the last summer, matter in fact, we got out of the car. This was during the night, and something told both of us to look up in the sky, and both of us seen UFOs.
Yeah.
And I asked my husband, "Did you see it, or was it just me?" And he said he's seen it too.
That's good when you got validation, because if he was to tell you, what are you talking about? I didn't see anything, you would have thought you was tripping.
Exactly.
See, and that's another thing, because there's going to be people here that come on here that are into cryptids, like Bigfoot,
Like
or like Tex Front Porch when he was up here. I'm gonna get him back, yo, because I really didn't have him as, an interview. He just showed up, and I was so happy he did. Good man. He's got a good channel too, especially if you're into cryptids. And but everybody has something different that they believe in,
Mhm.
whether it's the paranormal, whether it's ghosts, whether it's Bigfoot or aliens or UFOs. But we have to also have an open mind. And a
Yeah.
lot of us don't. There's some people that believe in spirits, but don't believe in Bigfoot. Or people believe in UFOs, but don't believe in ghosts. You
Yeah.
know, you have to have an open mind, and a lot of people just don't. They believe it like this: I believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
That's the way I am.
Right.
Well, I mean, on the other side of that coin, though, I mean, you don't necessarily have to believe in one in order to believe in the other, too.
No, but I'm
I
saying
mean, like,
to
I
call a
don't.
person crazy for believing it is
Mhm.
wrong.
True. Yeah, I mean, I never
I
accuse
mean, to talk
anybody of
about them,
being wrong for believing in whatever they want to believe in.
right?
Christina believes in fairies. I don't,
Yeah.
but I don't say she's ridiculous because she don't. She may think I'm ridiculous because I don't believe,
Right.
but there's, so many people will bring that up. Well, how can you believe in God if you don't believe in spirit? How can you believe in spirit and not believe in God? I mean, because I get that a lot. It's like, how can you say you're psychic, you believe in spirits, you communicate with spirits, but not believe in God? And it's not that I don't believe in a God, a creator, a You know,
A creator.
I don't humanize him
Right.
by calling him
Right.
God, by donning him a human given name. I don't do that. I see him as a creator, the ultimate creator. Yeah. He has no name. It don't have a name. You know, we
Right.
don't even
Well,
know if God is a him or a
Says,
her
I
or
am.
whatever.
Right.
I
So
am what I am.
He says,
it's a power that
Mhm.
that you know,
but
and
you also got
I
to
also
remember,
believe there's many different gods. God
right,
is a title, not a name.
but you
right.
got to remember also that you are also your own co-creator. So
Right.
you create your own universe.
Yep.
So if there's God, then He's one creator, but you're the co-creator of your own universe. So you
Yeah.
create everything you want. See, I tell people this a lot too. Some people say, they live in a poor state and their mind is set in a poor manner. Like you wish you had $1 million, but all you got is $1. And you keep saying to yourself, "Oh, I wish I had. I wish I had."
Right.
Instead of saying you wish you had, say you have it. Just keep saying you got it, even though you don't, so that your subconscious can think it has it and will try to manifest it to get it. It's like a Tylenol, it takes time. It might not be $1 million right away. It might be $1. You might find $1 on the ground. Then the next week you find $10.
Why would you ever real?
You know,
Oh, by the way, did you guys ever? Oh, I'm sorry, Jenny.
no, go ahead. What was you saying?
Did you guys ever check out that morgue guy
Mark.
I was telling you about? Morgue, whatever the hell his name is.
No, probably, but you know what? I might have forgot it. I don't even think I wrote it down. Did I write it down?
I mean, he
Morgue, it's
explains it
morgue
very
official.
well. Morgue official, yeah, morgue official. He explains it very well as to how, you know, everything
Well,
was
you know,
manipulated and changed to fit the organized religions.
yeah. And
What's
I,
that word?
I like, you know, even Danny and I are dating 4 years now. He believes a certain way about God, that there's a God.
All right.
I believe there's a creator and a God, that they're separate. Only because I believe that, because when I had my spiritual awakening and I had this vision, it showed me them as two separate people. Could it be like a split energy or something like that? I don't know. I just saw it as two. So I call one the creator and one is who we would call God. I don't know what his name is really, but
All right, Mary.
and I believe in that there's lots of gods, not just one. Like I believe in the demigod. Like,
I think there's a God for every aspect of the universe.
sure.
Mhm.
I think that was the ultimate creator's plan because he's not going to do all the work himself. He's going to bring
Right.
people
Well,
in to do the work. for him.
yeah, and because I think that I really do think we're not the only people in beings in this universe or the next 10. There
Right.
has to be another planet with people on it, right? I think the creator goes and creates for all the planets, so he don't have time to sit here and
Right.
talk to us.
Right.
He left people here to do that shit. I
Right.
definitely agree with you. That's why I saw them as two people. But like I said, I don't know for sure until I die and then go up and ask them.
Then you'll find out for sure.
Then I'll
Mary-
find out for sure. But it's my belief, and you can't say to me
That's why
I'm wrong or I'm crazy or anything else.
Right.
that's why we don't talk political or
Right. That's why
religion.
we don't talk
No,
about
we
it's
just
illusion.
Right.
we
Right.
just all have to agree to disagree, or
Yeah.
but stand by each other. Like
And
he said, he doesn't believe in fairies. I do, because I've seen one. So
Right.
because I saw it with my own eyes, I don't know. I can't explain it. It would be what we would describe as fairies? Was it something else? I don't know. But I'm gonna call it a fairy and I'm gonna believe in them because I saw it, you know? So
Mary, have a good
Yeah.
night.
good night, Mary. So, but Boomer doesn't believe in them. Okay. That doesn't make him and I different. In the way that, like I said, we still believe that there's paranormal, regardless in what kind of way it is or how we see it.
Right.
So the point I was making before was, yeah, and not we don't have to believe in one or the other, Boomer, but we have to we can't discredit people who believe in fairies or something that
Right,
they saw
and I
because
agree with that.
we don't fucking know really, you know.
'Cause, I mean, I honestly, like, I don't believe aliens have inhabited our Earth. A lot of people do. I don't believe that these unidentified objects in the skies are nautical or not nautical. Nautical is water. What's the opposite of that? I don't believe they are flying vessels from other planets,
Mhm.
and I don't believe that we ever took a flying object out of the atmosphere. I don't believe we landed on the moon. I think that was a hogwash. I don't like what's on Earth or what was born to this Earth is the only thing on this Earth.
Well, I don't think they would
What
come
was
here and
born,
stay here
what
either
was
because
born or created to other planets remain on those planets. That's just, I if you see something weird in the sky, it doesn't mean it's from another universe or another planet. It could be Air Force has a lot of shit that the military specifically has a lot of shit that the public don't know about, and they do testings on those.
Right.
They have super speed flying vessels that can fly very fast and in multiple different directions. And they were constructed, built here on Earth, and they test them to,
Mhm.
so when somebody says, "Oh, I saw a UFO," okay, I agree with you that because UFO is an acronym for unidentified flying object. Yes, it's an object, it's flying, and you can't identify what it is. I agree that people see UFOs all the time on that aspect, okay?
right.
Because there are. Like, if it was an F-16 flying overhead, but it was so fast, I couldn't identify it. Technically, it's a UFO because I couldn't identify
Yeah.
what kind of.
Because I saw something only one time. Only one time. I couldn't explain it. Could it have been new drone stuff? Because the way it moved and the speed
Right.
and how it disappeared, I couldn't explain it, right?
Right.
I don't know that they have new stuff out there. True. It was the only one time I saw anything like that. But so I don't necessarily believe they would come here. Just like I don't necessarily like I don't know that we can travel all that way to go there. We can't, right? We could go to the moon. If we did go to the moon, we went to the moon. That's not too far away, and there's nobody on the moon, right? So I can't imagine that they couldn't travel all the way here. And if they are, they're not staying here. They're coming to maybe like take something that we have that they don't have, and they're leaving quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I agree with David on that
Yes.
aspect.
But
Yes,
when
Um,
I
my
agree with David too.
but
There,
when I
there are races on Earth that were here before we were.
right.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I
agree with
can't
that.
believe that we're the only human beings on the whole
Or the only
galaxy
species.
or
Yeah.
the species in the whole galaxy. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
you cannot get me to believe that we're the
There
only
aren't.
people that live.
Right.
when the only planet that's active, you know what I'm saying? That's alive.
Right.
No
I agree with
way.
that. I don't think there's only one species as well. I think there are, but the only thing I'm saying is like
He,
Martians stay on Mars, Earthlings stay on Earth. I don't think we have the capability, as much as they say they do. I don't think anyone has the capability of space flight.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
don't I
I
don't
don't
think
think we
so.
have the capability of flying an object through the atmosphere that would toast. I mean, think about it. Whenever we get meteor strikes, they start out the size of Texas. By the time they hit us, they burn up to the size of a marble. All right. Now, if that happens to a fucking meteorite that you can't crack with a fucking diamond head sledgehammer, how do you expect an earthly made, man made vessel to get through that same atmosphere? You know, think logically. NASA's bullshitting us with all that space travel and time travel and all that bullshit. Or not time travel, but you know,
Yeah.
I think it's all a
Space
bunch
travel,
of
yeah. Yeah. No, I believe because
honestly,
listen, they couldn't even tell what Pluto was. Is it a planet? We were talking
right,
about this other day. Is it a planet? Is it a dwarf planet? Is it a rock?
right.
If you can't even tell us what the hell is in our vicinity, I
Mhm.
don't know that they could tell us anything
Right.
else.
Right. And that's why, I've told people before, the government is only going to let you know so much.
Yeah.
That there's a lot that they're not going to tell you. Even the president won't know.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard sometimes to even trust your own government.
Now I will
Really.
say this: I was kind of concerned one time when we were on a guard duty one time in this area where they had a bunch of concertines or whatever they call them, their dome shape.
Mm-hmm.
Now there was 9 of those in the area we were guarding, and they're probably as long as, I don't know if you guys seen the outside of my place here, but they're probably as long as the size of one building of ours where there's 6
Mm-hmm.
units. All right, they're about that size, and only 9 of them. Tell me what the hell could they be storing in those that's worth $60 billion? That's a whole lot of fucking army hammers, I'll tell
That's
you.
true.
I mean, but
That's true.
so I mean, having that knowledge, and um keep in mind, even though we were the ones guarding the place, we were confined to this one building. We could not walk other than outside the perimeter. We couldn't go inside there. We can look. We were, restricted to a certain area,
Mm-hmm.
and we're the ones in charge of guarding this stuff. I mean, think about it. It's like that's the kind of shit they have here that could lead people to believe that it's something extraterrestrial or whatever. It's a big fucking secret. It was a $60 billion secret.
Right.
Um, so what's worth $60 billion? You know,
I agree.
maybe it was that UFO you saw, but it
Mm-hmm.
didn't come from fucking Mars or the moon, yes, or our government works on some weird ass shit.
It sure the hell do. That's like I said though before, they only want you to know certain things, but not everything.
Yep.
Well, guys, I have to get off here and go to
Yep.
bed.
Same here. I'm getting ready to go ahead and shut it down.
Nelly.
We are
Shit,
done for
that's
Good
the
night,
night.
good
Regina.
Good night, Christina.
I want to thank everybody on the panel for being here. I also want to thank everybody in the chat for being here. We love you guys so much, and we really do appreciate you. I'm hoping that we do see you again next Sunday, between 7 and 8. I'm not going to give no direct time anymore because I'm always wrong.
I scolded him earlier. I was like,
Yeah, see, so I'm going to be
why
honest.
didn't you just tell people to expect you at 8?
Well, you know what? Because
Which is
every time I
9 for
say that,
us.
it turns into 9. That's why every time I say something like that, it turns into another time period. So I always say between this time to another time,
Just say
and then
we'll
we
be there
actually
when we
show
get there.
up.
See,
Right.
the only reason why I like mentioned it to you in the message is because I did a live stream earlier because I received the package from one of our friends on social media here,
Mhm.
and I was doing a package reveal thing, and I didn't start it till like 6:30 or something like that, and I'm like, and I noticed how long I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta get this over with so I can be there in time for Eddie and Jen. So I'm like, making sure I'm ready to,
Uh-huh.
hang out with Eddie and Jen, and I'm like, all right,
But yeah, I thank
8:30,
you guys so much.
quarter to
Christina,
9. So
Christina,
I'll
I
just,
really appreciate you being up here.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for having me. Thank you to everybody in the chat for listening. It's lovely talking to you all.
yes.
Thanks for listening to me chat.
Yes, and
Yeah,
make sure
and
you
thank you
turn
very much for once again putting up with Boomer D.
Oh, it's all good. It's
You're
all good.
welcome.
Hey, your
Christine,
family, so why not? Make sure you
Christine,
guys tune in next week though, when we're with our friend Christy and her boyfriend
Now, is
Rory.
that going to
Yeah,
be on your channel or?
yeah, that's gonna be on this channel.
Okay.
So yeah, and we're gonna be going live from her house, and we're gonna do a spirit box session, and then we're gonna be answering some questions and take it from there.
hey, Christine,
I'm
Yeah.
really interested in what the old
did
fart.
you say 6 o'clock Wednesday?
Yes, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday. If any of you guys want to get card readings, you can come by.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say, as a matter of fact, Christina, when can they come by and see you?
Yes, I'm live every Wednesday between 6 p.m. and 6:15 Eastern Standard Time. On Wednesdays, I read cards. Thursday, I'm also live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time doing spiritual learning. So we pick a topic every week, a different topic, and we do spiritual learning. So those are the 2 days I'm live. But if you like cooking, crafting, and spooky stories, there's all that sorts of good stuff on there during the week. So there you go.
I didn't even know Higher Truth was here, and now Higher Truth comes in at the last minute. Higher
Hey,
Truth.
speaking of devils, her ears were burning. Her ears were burning.
Higher Truth, I'm so sorry. We are getting ready to wrap it up. I was glad you're here.
Yeah, if you
But
give
we're
me a
getting
minute,
ready to shut it down.
check out my live stream from earlier, Ed, if you get a minute.
Yeah, I
The
will.
awesome gift I was.
And as a matter of fact, Boomer, how can they get a hold of you?
I put
Yeah,
his channel link
Christina
before.
put my channel link in there.
Okay, yeah. Can y'all put the links in one more time? I really appreciate it. So make sure
Yeah,
you go by and
so
check out Christina Son Ghost Squad, and make sure you also go by and check out Boomer D, and he is on D Live.
yeah, I have a D Live as well.
Yeah, I
can't
just
really
put his
stream-
YouTube because that's only
That's
how I
fine.
share.
I
That's
can't
fine.
really stream on D Live very well now because I'm running on the hotspot thing, and D Live doesn't handle it as well
Right.
as this. So, I am slowly getting back into doing some streaming on YouTube. I plan on like going out to the cemeteries and do what I used to do back in the day, sitting downstairs in my living room
Mm-hmm.
doing readings for people who come into the chat if anything clicks.
Right.
I'll do a reading with one or two. Usually one takes up the whole fucking day, but
I hear you on
sometimes I
that.
can squeeze in another one depending on how it, you know,
I'll see you Wednesday, Christina.
how Gabby
I'll
they
see you then, Regina. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you
I
again.
will. I'm gonna jump off here so you can have your proper goodbyes and stuff. But yeah, just let me know when you want to do that. The interview.
I will. And probably week after next.
Okay.
All right.
Just drop me a line on. Oh, you got to let me know what your Instagram is. So send me a message on. Or
Yeah,
not,
because I meant Messenger.
Messenger.
Yes.
Send me a message on Messenger because you know what mine is. It's Boomer Douglas. Boom.
Right.
Boom, Douglas. Just sit and let me know that that's you guys' messenger. And we'll go.
Right. Good. Now, if we don't go Sunday over to Christie's because she's always busy and they might have something going on, then we're gonna switch it for next week. But I'll let you know either way.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right, guys. Much love. Keep it
And
real.
much love to you. And God bless you all. And you guys have a great night. Stay blessed, and we'll see you hopefully next week. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.